lovers, it's me, your Captain Vasco speaking. And welcome. As we all know, Christmas is coming because it's very soon. Today is Friday, December 19th, 2025. That's why, I mean, everything in this room is holiday-ish, including the weird, janky, inherited lamp that's still here just because I haven't bought more furniture for this room because I don't know how big I need. I have some dimensions on the life-size Flareon that I think is currently estimated to be, I think it's shipped in March, probably not arriving necessarily in March. But you all helped to fund the life-size Flareon, who it is important to me to display in this room, but also is roughly the size of a barge, and I've had trouble sourcing furniture that I think will resolve this problem. So that's a future problem because this isn't 2026, March or otherwise. This is the final Vasco the Gamer stream of 2025. Hooray! I don't know how to tell you this. There's like a dude on my shoulder. I don't think so. I think I'd noticed that. Is Flareon here yet? Nah. I mean, so Flareon is in the first wave that are supposed to be shipped. And my understanding is that I believe the current estimate is shipped in March 2026, which probably isn't finalized. That could move. But somewhere they released like a chart that's like what they pushed them all back to, because clearly none of them shipped this year. Yes, I was just mentioning to chat that I still have some of the holiday Charlie Brown themed donuts that I showed off last week and also sort of the week before. It's been a really hard week. I'm not gonna really go into it because it's not like interesting hard. It's just that like work has been awful. I'll give you this tidbit. It says a lot about me as a person. So you may or may not have heard me complain in the past about part of my job. I work in sort of an administrative capacity tangential to the field of radio advertising. I work for a subsidiary of iHeartMedia. Obviously, they don't know anything about the stream or care about it, and any of that is fine. I've talked about how like one of the worst things that happens in like the day to day of my job is like something we call startups, which is like someone starts a new barter service and like we need to confirm that they're actually like gonna air the spots that they've agreed to air in exchange for, you know, whatever, like voiceover services or whatever. There's all sorts of stuff you could do in radio. And people absolutely suck about doing this, which is frustrating because like most of the time I really just need them to like do the thing that they've signed a contract for. And then once they've set it up, which presumably they have an understanding of the fact that they're going to do, all I have to do is be like, I did it. And then we all get to move on with our lives. But like somehow that never happens that way. I like call 80 times right every day for a month like a Revolutionary War soldier or something, and then, you know, like eventually I'll like accidentally like butt dial their second cousin and they'll give me an in to figure out how to get them to respond. It sucks. It's awful. On like an average week, I would say that you get somewhere between like, you know, I mean, anywhere from literally 0 to like maybe like 12 starts is kind of in like an average range. But like this time of year, for some reason, oh, hang on, the hype chests have arrived. Demolition has been very generous in chat, as always, funding some people for a whole year of subscriptions and whatnot. Ooh, that's exciting. We have, what is this called? It's an animated emote called You Missed of an 8-bit golfer absolutely blowing it. Boy, I love it already. Thanks. I hate it. I'm pictured in it. It's wonderful. Demolition showing off the fact that he has gotten one of the new ones. It's called Honk Shoe. When I booted up Twitch today, it was like, good news, there's 5 new hype train emotes. I'm like, Demolition will have them tomorrow. Yeah, it's like it says, doing a thing you signed a contract to do? I don't understand. It's like another language. Yeah, they seem to think so too. I'll spare you so many stories I want to tell you. But so like at the start of the year, everyone's always like, you know what's a great idea? Let's have all our contracts start on like the closest approximation to January 1st that our like functional business calendar permits. And I have to tell you, this is always the wrong idea. That should not there should not be any one particular date where everyone does this all at once because it is always a disaster. And this year, it actually looked like it wasn't going to be as bad as usual because like going into this week, I had like the lowest like recorded number of like New Year adjacent starts that I can remember in the entire like almost like 7 years I've done this job. So I was like, maybe it's just a weird year and it's like an early Christmas present and it's not going to be a nightmare. But see, I don't trust anything, including myself. And so what I did last Sunday is that I worked for none pay to try and make this week more manageable. Like I knew to suspect that something was wrong. So I was like, you know what? Like, I'm just going to have a more tolerable time leading up to Christmas if I just do this. I did it last year and honestly did not regret it at all. It sucks. It's not a thing I should do or like should feel obliged to do, but it's just like it makes it easier for me to actually take significant time off around the holidays. So I decided to do it. And at the time it seemed excessive. It was not. It's more or less all I could have done to make this week more tolerable. And at the same time, it was like it was grossly insufficient. So like the issue is that this year's fun trick is that like they basically gave us like a whole like month's worth of starts every day for like 3 days. So like on Sunday, I was like, I did all the starts. And then like first thing on Monday, my boss is like, here's like 30 new starts. And I was like, crap, let me spend all day doing these new starts. And then I did. And it was like an inhuman amount of work that I like accomplished. And then I got to Tuesday. It's like, here is another like 30 starts. And it's like, that's not, I need you to calm down. And that proceeded through Wednesday. Like every day was a new list of starts. It was horrible. Like essentially every person in my department, and like my department actually isn't very keen on communicating with each other, much less like commiserating with each other. All the people that I really comfortably did that with have left the company in excess of like 2.5 years ago. But yeah, so this week was just god awful. Like I basically did like probably like 2 full weeks of work in 6 days. But like everyone in my department was like, this sucks. Like this isn't, it shouldn't, this should not be it. Like including my boss, including the data department who like works with us to like put stuff in the database for us to have this nightmare about. And they like, the data department likes to think they're better than us, but also like doesn't complain. And they were complaining like the way I complain on stream, which is like every time I talk to them. It's been bad. It's been too much. It's really sucked. And then like it's so funny because like today there finally wasn't like any new major influx of work, and I was like, maybe I could, like there was sort of like a nice to get done list that I like basically have made none progress on because of all the stuff that like had to get done. But like somehow today it was just like I managed to get in touch with like a handful of those people I was like waiting to hear back from, and like none of them was just like I did it, we're good to go. They were all like, so here's my life story. My father was killed by a man with 6 fingers on his hand. It's just, and so like I had to like reconstruct the entire like contact database of like 20 like radio stations today. Makes no sense at all. None of this stuff should be happening. It's awful. Like the whole week has been garbage. Even today I was like, I wasn't thinking that like something stupid wouldn't happen, but I was like, I genuinely don't know what it is. I don't know what today could be. There's really no shot that we can like add more contracts. There's just no time for like, they just would kind of have to be added for either like a week when I'm off, which I'll like necessarily I have to deal with it later, or just like actually in the new year. And they were like, we figured it out. We sandbagged you with like weird stuff happening in Hawaii. And okay, I'm gonna say this offhandedly, and I definitely do not mean this to disparage the Hawaiian culture, of which I don't know very much about. But it was very funny that like part of this like contact update thing was like I called like a station. They're like, oh yeah, so like this mysterious Hawaiian station that like no one has responded from. They like technically do business with us, but they also like operate with sovereignty. So like no one really knows what's going on there except let me see if I can remember this from if I can bring it to mind. It was like Ku'ule some other combination of syllables as last name that wasn't familiar to me at all. And I was and like without shame I was like, could you do me a favor and please spell that? Because that's all fine and good, but I will not get it right. I know this. Mystery asked, holiday pay or bonus? No and no. I mean, I knowingly did the Sunday work knowing that there would not be pay. Like I don't blame the company for that. That was an effort for my own sanity. And boy, if I hadn't done that, this week would have somehow been worse. But like, yeah, like my company has kind of done party in lieu of bonus or gift of measurable kind for years. There was a funny thing that happened one year during the pandemic where they like used some like third party website to give people digital gift cards, and it just like they didn't give us a heads up that they were doing it, so like they basically just sent us like a corporate wide email that was like the most obvious type of scam email. It was just like, yeah, your boss is like telling you to get a gift card. Like, okay. And like it took a while for like it to just sort of be like, no, it's actually real. Like we didn't think this through, but like it's real. But then what was also funny is that like I tried to claim the thing that like the company insisted was real, and then like it gave me like a bum code that like didn't work anyway. So it's like, yeah, you guys just blew this really hard. It was the closest you come. The my boss did send, and I some of you may get mad about this on my behalf, and that's fair. But I honestly appreciate the sentiment rather than nothing. But my boss, who had no obligation to get me anything, mailed me just like a small little like handwritten card, sort of being like, "We appreciate all the work you do," and it came with just like a little notebook that says like, "Thanks for being awesome" on it. And it's like worth like 50 cents or whatever, but like it's probably worth less than it costs to ship it to Florida. But like at least is something. It's like like I appreciate it. Didn't have to do that. Like it says, have you ever seen those videos of that guy where they just psychologically torment scam call? I mean, I've seen a bunch of those. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, also welcome Chris Twitch. Which has gifted you sub. Congratulations on that. So I have some Chicken Police related news. That's a game we're playing tonight on stream. But before we get to that, I have to tell you the other story about the week, which is, as I've been describing, it has been a psychologically torturous week. It will not surprise you to learn that at some point this meant I was just like, screw it, I'm going to Dairy Queen. I know I shouldn't. I'm going anyway. And I went there, and I noticed something unusual, because I go there often enough to notice a small change to the menu board. And there was like a little sticker that was like, get one free. And I was like, tell me more, eyes. And so I look at what is going on. And it says, like, buy one extra large Blizzard, get like a mini Blizzard free. I'm going to give you context on this. By now, you probably know that Blizzards are sort of like a blended ice cream dessert. It's just like their special ice cream that like functions differently than other ice cream, with like toppings like blended into it, usually served like ridiculously cold. They used to do a thing where they would like serve it to you upside down to prove it was so cold that it like literally couldn't fall out of the cup. I think some places still do this. Blizzard had a baby, basically. So the Blizzards come in I guess five size. I'm gonna be entirely honest with you. I don't know if the extra large is new because I think some survival instinct has prevented me from noticing if it was there before. But like I know that there's mini, which is like a normal size. Like I can't stress enough that like I usually will get like small. But like if I get a mini, I'm like, this is like a normal serving size. Like it's not small. So there's mini, small, regular, large, and extra large. Um, the I think it's the medium is like $5.60 or something like that. The extra large is like basically twice that. It was like I mean it's like maybe it's like 10.50 or something like that. It's like almost twice that. So like normally if I'm having like an obscenely bad day, I'll get like the medium. And like usually it's like a little more than I should have, and I know that. Um Typically if I'm going to get a blizzard, I'll get a small, and that also feels like very degenerate. I think once in my life I got a large, and it was like the first time I got a blizzard, and I didn't understand what I was dealing with, and I had to like share it with someone who like didn't intend to eat any ice cream because there was just no way. And then there's extra large. And so factoring that extra large is like in the ballpark of like twice as much money as a thing that I know I shouldn't eat. I was like, I'm intrigued by this offer. It's not all that often that like a fast food place will have some kind of like sale, especially not like a get one free kind of thing. And I was like intrigued by the offer. And so, I finish my meal and I go up and I'm like, can you tell me more about the can eat more? And the guy's like, yeah, well, so if you buy the extra large blizzard, then we give you a cup. And you bring the cup back to us on Tuesday. And then we give you a free blizzard. And I'm like, that's a weird way to do that. And then, of course, I had to do some soul searching. Because this is a grotesque eldritch horror of a quantity of ice cream that I'm describing to you. I mean, like, on the one hand, I'd love to get a free blizzard. On the other hand, I'm paying like more than I want for a blizzard to get the blizzard. And human beings have their limits, right? Even I do. Even I have my limits. This is how you know I don't currently have diabetes. But do I really have a limit? No, I don't. But I would like to clarify something. This is the extra large blizzard. It's this big. When I got it, it was full to the top. This is all I've had since I got this on Wednesday. I've been super good. But what you all failed to take into account is that I've already frozen a blizzard in my freezer before, and it keeps like indefinitely, man. It's just like putting some ice cream in your freezer. And when I thought it through, I was like, well, I gotta know about this can't eat more situation. So I got the extra large, and I've had probably less than a mini's worth out of it. But I thought it'd be really funny to freak you all out with this. But that's not the whole story. Because, when he said he would give me a cup to bring back and they'd give me a blizzard, I'm like, oh, so they'll give me like a mini cup, like the size of the mini blizzard, the dessert that I will get per the signboard and the sale and everything that I understand it to be. And so like I have this negotiation with him where I ask him to explain it, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just crazy enough to try. And I get this enormous thing that I've had like not that much ice cream out of, to be honest with you. But then before he even like makes this thing, he hands me the free cup, and I need to show it to you because it's also extra large. Okay. I'm concerned. So here's the thing. It has a sticker on it that the normal ones don't. I think the purpose of this is that I just prove to them that I bought the irresponsible purchase by showing them this sticker thing, and then they give me the right size. But I do have to admit that, like, because of the level of confidence the staff had when describing this promotion, I'm not 100% sure that when I go back, they're not just going to be like, great, let me fill up that enormous cup for you. And I'm not sure if I want that or if I don't want that. But if I have time on Tuesday, which is going to be a weird time in my life, I got to try and make time to figure this out. Oh, I didn't even like read the sticker very carefully. I can apparently do it on the 30th, which might be easier. But either way, I'm going to try, and we'll see how big it is. And I'll put it on the Discord, unless I just put it in my freezer and keep it that long, which maybe I will. But yeah, I mean, basically for science, right? I mean, we have an emote for this that rarely gets used, but like, this whole process came down to like, I just need to know how it works. I'm going to go put this back in the freezer though, because if I leave it here, it will eventually become ice cream, and then this room will get weird, or I'll eat it, and neither of those is great. So I'll be right back, and then we'll play Chicken Police. But also, I'm going to have to catch up on chat and all the reactions, but let me know if you have any other questions while I go and do this. What? I still have my headphones on. What am I doing? Your sister should get some. My sister should try the peppermint bark blizzard. I think she would really like it, but I know that she also talked about not wanting us to go overboard on desserts in her own stream last week. So, like, I don't know. I just know that I need to do science. I have to say I'm very pleased with the number of oh my gods I saw in chat. That was what I was hoping for the past like 2 days of my life. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take off shoulder group for a while because it's a lot harder to play the game with him on, and also I think it starts inducing paranoia after like a half hour, and we're at like the 25-minute mark. Okay, let me skim on chat here real quick. I think Zakula had a funny observation. Dairy Queen is your version of going to the bar. Yes, correct. I don't drink alcohol, but I do go to Dairy Queen and get weird looks because I just go there by myself to get out of the house and have ice cream. And normally I'm the only person going there by themselves. Tico says, I'll never see a Dairy Queen. Can you help me visualize the sizes? Well, I mean, obviously the extra large is this big. Honestly, I think the large is like, it's like narrower, but like the same, like it's, I don't know, it's probably like 70% the size of that. The like medium is like probably a little less than half of that. And then like the small and mini are kind of like hard to scale by visual percentage. Let's see. I respect you just casually grabbing that. I thought really hard about this. It was really important to me to make a spectacle out of it. Does it really make you happy? Yes. That is an absurd amount of ice cream. Yes. Unlock the unlimited ice cream bug. I sure hope so. It does. Apparently, this can only happen on 2 different Tuesdays of this particular month, localized entirely in one Dairy Queen location in my town. I don't actually know if it's like a national promotion or anything. But yeah. Is your sister even related or human? Who doesn't go overboard on desserts? I mean, listen, it's hard to be good this time of year. Like, let me put something into perspective for you. I have not really met my big life goal for this year, which was like getting out more or less. And I was reflecting on that when having a conversation with a friend of mine. I was like, to be honest with you, I think I've probably spent something like 30% of all of my not work time this year trying to control my weight. And I know that like some of you cynical folks are going to be like, well, yeah, you just bought an extra large blizzard, you psychopath. But like, hear me out. I enjoy dessert too much. I plan like my daily calories around like what kind of dessert I want to have. Is that sociopathic? Absolutely. I will give you that freely. I will argue on your side. But at the same time, I'm very careful about when I have them. And to a much lesser extent how much I have them. But case in point, I bought that monstrosity of ice cream 2 days ago on Wednesday, and I had like a very small quantity of it. Um, but like I've just spent like an awful lot of my year trying to do that. And to my credit, I literally had to buy a new belt this week because I've reached a point where a belt that I got less than a year ago for like large waisted pants like doesn't hold my pants up anymore. So I had to like go and buy a smaller belt so that my belt actually belts. So like I would say that I've been successful in that. The problem is just that like it's a struggle for me because my inner child is a fat child. And it like it's I mean it's just the struggle. Like I don't really enjoy like any type of exercise or sport or anything. So like I have to make such a concerted effort to like do something that like burns calories and it's really hard. And I love dessert. And I know that these problems are at odds. And there are plenty of times when I like don't actually have dessert. But like I do genuinely will like plan an entire day around what dessert I'm going to have. Sometimes it's helpful to motivate me to do other things. Like to go out and like run errands if I know I can get like an ice cream or like even just to like motivate myself to exercise more to offset like the dessert in certain like occasions. And I know like all of this sounds gross and horrifying, and I know particularly Mystery is probably like shriveling into a pile of dust thinking about the reality of this. But like I have it's like I've made a lot of progress there. It's just taken a lot of time. But I think maybe even more than that, as sort of a recap to my whole year. I mean, obviously 2025 has been awful for so many of us. And I'm not going to try and say that I've had it worse than, like, I know several of you who are here in chat now have, like, very recently lost loved ones. And I have not experienced a lot of that type of loss firsthand. And, like, my heart goes out to you. And I hope that me being here in the capacity of the psychopath who's telling the story about how big an extra large blizzard is brings something to your life to compensate for all of that grimness. But like it's just between like still trying to settle into a state that's like brand new to me and some of these major household projects, and like honestly it's overall been a pretty rough work year. Like it's still not as bad as like 2021. Like 2021 was an awful year for this job. But like all of these things combined, like I just like you have to keep in mind that despite the fact that I like put myself out here on the internet, it's a very controlled situation. Like going out and like trying to like meet people in like actual social circumstances is really hard for me. But the main point of that is just that it takes a much higher energy cost for me to be able to successfully do that. And like this has not been a good year for having extra time or energy. So it's been just really hard for me to do that. And it was like my major goal for this year, and it is a failure. And it's actually really rare for me to fail at a goal like I'm not big on New Year's resolutions because I think that we should all always be trying to improve ourselves in whatever ways bring meaning to our lives. But like this is like an instance where I truly feel like that was a failure. And like I think that's fine because like you know, like you have to be able to fail or you can't try at anything, right? So like hopefully this next year will bring more success in that front. It helps that I'm already, you know, back down from my like pandemic weight to like this is probably the weight I had before the pandemic. And what happened with the pandemic is this will not surprise you, especially given the last half hour. I'm a little bit of a stress eater. The pandemic is, or was, basically my nightmare. And I won't belabor the point, like I could give you a whole spiel on like just that sentence and how true that is for me. But like, it was bad for everyone, but it was like also like a special kind of torture for someone like me. And so like I also it was the case, and there are pros and cons to this, but like I was like working on like my job full time pretty much fully through the pandemic with no break. Now there are pros and cons to like having a break from work at that time, but like basically I had no reprieve from stress at that time. And you know, it was also a time when I like lived in my like horrible like overheated apartment like 100% of the time. And so like it was a lot of like elastic waist pants and like workout shorts and things like that. Like so like I just sort of like gradually gained weight without really thinking much about it. And I think that I have like officially lost all of that weight. I might be a little lower than that starting point when I was like in okay shape. But like I think I'm like I don't know. Depending on how much effort I put into it next year, I might get back down to my college weight, which is the best shape I've ever been in. Which, to be clear, still around, still a German guy with the horrible German natural body shape that I hate so much. Like this says, can't judge your eating habits. Today for breakfast, I had a sandwich from Potbelly's, which was a big ham and Swiss with spicy barbecue sauce for breakfast. Right, but what did you have for dessert? Breakfast dessert. That's a thing that hobbits do, right? But yes, it is a lot harder to socialize when you get older. I'm also just naturally really bad at it. I appreciate that, Nego. Thank you. I'm not sure if anyone actually has noticed the weight loss. My mom always says that she could tell the weight loss. I am not sure if that's true because my mom is always looking to say nice things about me, which is great, but also not necessarily an objective indicator about things such as how much weight I've lost. Like we're half Irish too. Yeah, yeah. If I drank, I'd be like invincible to the effects of alcohol, probably, but I don't, and I'm not really interested in finding out. But every now and then I buy like, you know, over $10 worth of ice cream and keep it in my freezer and then freak people out on the internet because I'm a super normal guy. Hey, let's go ahead and let's hop over to the chicken police screen. So you guys can help me out. Let me know if we need to lower some of that volume. I feel like maybe we should do that. It's so low. I mean, look at those bars. Not even. Could one even? Well, this is how you kill Zacula on the commuter rail, is by making it so that, like, what is that, like, 3% volume is, like, completely audible. But there is one thing that I have to tell you before we can start playing, and I know that some of you are super anxious and or mad, but this will be the last full rant for the year, so we're going a little overtime, and it's not long. I blame you for this, and I'm obviously joking, but also I'm not joking at all. Some of you may remember that I had a cartoon nemesis appear in my life back in like February, maybe leading into March. I think it was mostly February. A rooster started wandering around on my street, terrorizing the cats, pissing me off. One day it crowed like directly next to my bed. There's like a window that's like by there. And, like, it basically, like, crowed, like, directly into the window. And, like, woke me up at, like, 4:30 on, like, a work day. And I was like, I'm gonna fight you. The rooster was around for a while. Maybe, like, 2 weeks. But it was really accosting me for, like, a little over 1 week. And then it was kind of wandering around the street. And then, like, it found its owner, or its owner found it. Or I don't know what. Yesterday, the rooster came back. It's been like 10 months. It's been like almost exactly 10 months since the rooster first appeared. And the rooster came back yesterday. And I can only think, the only thing that makes sense to me, is that the rooster came back because chat wanted to play chicken police. I mean, can you think of another explanation as to why the rooster came back? I cannot stress to you, like, the cartoonish over-the-top reaction I had when I was just like in my house. I think this was the same day that I got the super up close photo of the kitten that I posted to Discord. There's like 2 kittens on the street now because we have all these outdoor cats that roam freely. And like one of them came like right up to my back window and was being like, so cute. Oh, it's so cute. Check it out on the Discord. And so like they were hanging around for a while. Maybe that was Wednesday. I don't remember. It was one of the last 2 days. The rooster showed up yesterday though. But like I was just in my house and I hear, and I was like, no, 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 not again, not again. And like I couldn't source it for a while because it was hiding in a blind spot around my windows, and then it like walked super confidently into my backyard, crowing like randomly in the middle of the afternoon. Yeah, I opened one of my fancy new windows and screamed at it and made a bunch of loud noise and then slammed the window shut. And it freaked out a little bit, but then like still managed to walk super confidently out of the yard. And then I hadn't heard it again for a while, but then when I went to bring the trash cans back in today after pickup, I saw the stupid rooster like dash into some like tall grass in my neighbor's yard, and I was like, it's gonna be like that. But the good news is that you know, I'm most likely gonna spend a lot of my time over the next 2 weeks over at my parents' house for logistical reasons, and so like hopefully the chicken will find its owners, or the owners will find its chicken. Those kittens had a cute child model parts in their marking. Oh, yeah. The cats on the street have some good markings. One of my favorites is Guard Cat that has this, like, black heart on its side, which is very adorable. No, there was no overlap between the 2, like, fierce lady cats parading their sweet baby kitten through my backyard for an entire afternoon and the rooster's return, thankfully. But like, yeah, man, I hate this rooster. This guy sucks. Not a fan. And on that subject, let's go ahead and play Chicken Police. This was the #1 selected game from last week's Giftmas stream, where we hung out on Steam and we chose games to play. We also chose the Seance of what is it? Blake Manor? I think that's right. Something with a B. Hey, Future Vasco. This actually helped last time. Now, well, like a minute ago. So what do I know about this game? It's like an anthropomorphic noir story about, I think, a pair of partner roosters. Maybe one's a chicken, I don't know. It seems like it's Black Sad, but instead of being based on a comic with overt, like, Nazi subtext, it's kind of just like a noir story with some weird photorealistic chickens in it. I mean, you saw the trailer if you saw that stream, which no one has watched on YouTube, which is correct. That is what I expected. One other thing I'll notice is that I did turn down graphics quality to low, just because it was stressing my CPU a little more than I thought the stream was going to handle comfortably, but it honestly still looks like nearly as good to me, so just chill out. Start a new game. Welcome, Sarah, you're just in time for Chicken Police! Although you did miss the rant about how much ice cream this is. Game start.
I ran out to get a pack of cigarettes.
I gotta turn that voice up.
Yeah, that's me. I'm getting old.
How is that? Hold on. Not one of the ones that'll let me adjust that during the cutscene. So what did I adjust the voice volume down to? Like 60%, and now you like can't hear it at all. But I put the music volume at like 4%, and you can like still completely hear it. Who's the guy in charge of this stuff? I want to introduce him to my rooster. That's not a euphemism. The rooster's my nemesis.
Sunny Featherland.
Sunny Featherland. Write it down.
For 20 years, and once the star of the predatory division of the Clawville Police Department.
So it's Zootopia.
Half of the legendary Chicken Police. But buying a pack of smokes is more than I can handle right now. Maybe I should just lay low. Yeah, I'll do that. The most colorful place in the wilderness.
Is it the wilderness?
God, what bullshit. The last clucking color left this city years ago. And slowly I'll turn gray too.
Yes, Mr. Featherland. Chicken Police. Paint it red.
Still, what do I expect?
I see a black door and I want to paint it red.
Living in a
No, wait, that's not right.
experiment, and don't even notice that everything got clucked up a long time ago. We believe in this wonderland of peaceful coexistence. Wolves and sheep, chickens and hounds. Yeah, sure, why not? It's just ridiculous. The dog eats the chicken. It's in our nature.
What do the cats do with chickens?
I'm not propping up.
I've seen them interact a little. They weren't pleased.
121 days, and it's over. Retirement.
Oh, he's on the verge of retirement. That does not bode well for Mr. Featherland.
What could possibly go wrong?
Work District, former Atlas Hotel. It's just unsettling.
I mean, crap. My office lock is a piece of shit if a dame can pick it. She stood in the darkness. The light painted stripes on her body. It whispered secret little things that were never there in the first place. But she was no zebra. Reality was just a light switch away. Elizabeth or Charlotte? I was sure she'd have a sophisticated-sounding name. She had a bygone look in her eyes, older than this ancient building, and perhaps the whole city itself. Or maybe I'm just drunk.
I mean, it's Noir.
But she was the first womanly thing in my place for a long time, so I had to give her a chance.
Okay, so one thing I've learned right away is that this is one of those weird games that treats voiceover in cutscenes like music or something, because there is no explanation for why the voice volume was like barely audible in the cutscene, and then like the second like the actual like game engine kicked in, it was like, by the way, loudly do I wonder who this dame is in my office. Bunch of people showed up. Hi, Cat Dreaming. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Keen. I mean, the noir vibe of this game is impeccable for sure. So Ghost should call him a hard-boiled detective. I mean, time till the game makes that joke counter. Anyone want to start a pool on that? I am intrigued though. Maybe at some point I'll get a better sense of what it was that intrigued chat so much about this. I'm not, to be clear, in any way opposed to this game. I don't think that this game jumps out at me in the way that like chat was all sort of like, yes, fully on board for Chicken Police. But like for some reason, like the rooster head on the human body is like weird, but not like deeply unsettling. But the like gazelle or whatever like is really weird to me. All right. Also, if I need to be in another corner, let me know. But actually, this seems like this might be the one. Either this or upper left, because we have like game interface and game interface. Seems like some of the longer subtitles might pop under the camera. I don't know. You let me know. What's in the drawer?
My last cigarette. You're lucky I don't have a light, pal.
I have an inventory function now. Hey, wait. He went out to get cigarettes. Is it implied that he succeeded or that he gave up? Zacula says, stupid people making me do my job. Don't they know it's Poyo time? I think that every time someone approaches the desk, you should inform them that it's Poyo time and refuse to elaborate further.
My wallet and my badge. The wallet is real. The badge ain't. Chief Bloodboil took mine. So I got this one out of a pack of cornflakes. Just in case.
I do believe the rooster would eat cornflakes.
She doesn't seem so dangerous that I need to grab my gun, but you never know.
I like the little piano noise that plays when you pick up stuff. I like the intersection of that between, like, adventure game and noir vibe. Pile of
I
papers.
don't even know what these papers are.
He's just like me for real.
Every whiskey has the same color nowadays. At least in this price range.
That was weird. It seemed like it disappeared from the desk like I put it in my pocket. But it doesn't seem like I did that.
I promised myself I'd write a novel one day.
It's interesting. I wasn't expecting... Wow. Oh. I guess that tracks. For some reason, I thought the light was on and the lighting was just moody. But we did come in and someone had already broken in or whatever.
I wanted to travel the world when I was a kid. But I think I'm going to end up dead in here, whether I like it or not.
Sarah asks, why do things get blurry? They don't. You need to see an optometrist. I'm kidding. Don't freak out. Don't do that. I think it's like basically like a signal that it's internal monologue and he's not saying it out loud. I think that's what that's supposed to be doing. I can't look for something in my trash. But look at all that trash.
Books I'm never going to read. Maybe nobody ever has.
The sea.
I don't see colors anymore. Only emptiness. Everything faded. I need another drink.
Oh, there's some cheap whiskey.
Murky brown swill. I should improve my standards.
Yeah, you should get an extra large blizzard and see if you can go on one of those 2 exact Tuesdays to get a tiny little blizzard bonus. Demotion says if you click on items repeatedly, they will sometimes have new dialogue. Is this a type of game where it will at least tell me when it's done? Where, like, it will stop showing up when I've run out of useful options?
I need a secretary. I need a...
No. Okay, I've answered that question for myself.
I can't even remember the last time I used this. Maybe in another lifetime, old bird.
Oh boy, what flavor? Well, the extra large blizzard that I got today, or got the other day, was the limited holiday edition sugar cookie something. Sugar cookie, frosted sugar cookie. I haven't decided what the mini one will be. I don't know. I mean, in this world, there's probably like a corn blizzard, but maybe they don't have blizzards because I don't know how these people feel about like cow's milk since they're also animals. Skull joke, barnyard joke. But then again, I do have a squishmallow that is a cow that's eating ice cream. So like, the lines are as blurry as when I have an internal monologue in this game. I'm gonna talk to this lady. Look at her.
Who is this dame anyway? And what the cluck is she doing in my apartment on New Year's Eve?
New Year's Eve. Wow, it's like almost time appropriate. Also, because this seems like it's more or less an adventure game, let's all take a moment to appreciate the fact that this lady broke into my office, stood here in the dark, waited for me to come in. I've looked around the room in like both directions like twice, and then like stared at her for a second, and now I'll finally say something.
Let me introduce myself. My name is Deborah, Miss Deborah Ibanez.
Dude, the lip sync on that cow is crazy. That's unreal. No lick option. I mean, we know that more adventure games need a lick button. I'm curious what percentage of adventure gamers like are aware of that feature of like. I think there are others outside of Full Throttle, but Full Throttle to me is like the quintessential one, and it might be the most well-known one. But I wonder how many people are like we need more of this in games.
You're mistaken, ma'am.
Oh, really? Please enlighten me, Mr. Featherland.
I'm not a private eye. I'd recommend Mr. Philmar Lowe instead of me. He's a nice guy.
Believe me, Mr. Featherland, it's not an accident I came to you.
I swear that first time the cow talked, it looked like it was full lip sync. Now it's just kind of general talking. So I seem crazy. Still, the, like, talking animations are reasonably impressive considering. The bird a little less so because it kind of just feels like the beak is flopping around.
Look, miss, I work for the police, and I'm currently on leave. I couldn't accept private commissions even if I wanted to. Not even from a classy dame like you.
But then, like, why even, like, have the badge or the office if that's true?
Am I that easy to read?
That's my job.
Ooh.
But tell me, since you've invited yourself in, would you like a drink?
She's going for something in her pocketbook. Is she pulling a gun on us?
I don't usually drink.
Well, I've got to have one. And it'd be rude of me to drink alone. So, maybe some sherry?
If you insist. But bourbon, please.
Hey, this is, guy who doesn't drink question. Do a lot of people, like, normally just keep, like, a wide variety of types of alcohol, like, at their place? Like, I understand having some variety, but, like, he's got sherry, bourbon, and whiskey? I mean, it just seems like kind of a lot.
Ah, thank the wild ones. That's all I have.
What a coincidence.
So
I
come
don't think
on,
it's a coincidence.
spill it from the beginning.
Depends how much he drinks. Yeah, I guess that's really the only answer, huh? It's implied that we're cheersing. That's what the Gen Zs call it. They don't say it's a toast. They say that they will cheers as a verb. Some variety, common, wide variety is odd. That was kind of the sense I got for like a normal person who's like not a borderline alcoholic. I feel like it was implied that we were going to have a cutscene or a conversation, but we really just clinked, huh? I guess those are like crumpled up papers on the floor? I don't know. All right, Debbie.
That's better. Now, if I understand correctly, your mistress is receiving threats. What kind of threats, exactly?
It's strongly implied that she told me about her mistress. Kim raises a good point. Generally, you tend to accumulate stuff over time as you may only drink some things on special occasions. Yeah, since I'm not used to like having alcohol around, I don't really think of the fact that like a lot of it can kind of keep indefinitely, right? As long as it's not like wine or something.
It's a very strange matter. First, there were letters.
Yay!
Then it came printed on a wine bottle's label, sent as a gift, then carved into a brick, thrown through the window. And
which of those did you like best?
They painted it on the wall of the house in giant red letters.
I think it's time to dig a little deeper. If you don't mind, I'd like to ask you some routine questions.
Oof, I'm sorry to hear that. Zagula says that their partner had a lesion on their liver, so they got an MRI on Tuesday. How long does it take to get results on an MRI? Hopefully you get, like, some useful news soon. That's rough. Kate says, also, as Noir detective, I'd expect him to have a whole range of selections. Yeah, I mean, in fairness, in a Noir is probably, like, a lot more likely that he has, like, a preposterous supply of alcohol, because, like, all Noir detectives are openly alcoholic. But, I don't know. Something about that exchange had just struck me as interesting.
Please, that's why I'm here.
Echo says, Google says bourbon is an American whiskey. Over here, a bourbon is a type of chocolate sandwich biscuit. That's fascinating. I didn't know that.
So, this is the part where the interrogation comes, like in those detective movies.
Something
Oh,
like
this is so
that,
weird.
Deborah. Yes.
Man, it must be nice to, like, have a voice that just sounds like that, you know? Oh, hang on. I can questions now. Focus on what you know about the suspect. Is he or she suspicious? Concentrate on that. Aw, no. Guys, you made me play LA Noir with furries. What's wrong with you? Why did you do this? Why would you be like this to me? Is he suspicious? I am suspicious. Why are you suspicious? This feels rather suspicious. I need to concentrate on that. I feel like this is claiming to tell me more than it's actually telling me. Gather impressions from the suspect. Every impression adds a new question line. New impression, question, so many options. Detective meter is your best friend. Relationship with existing best friend ended. Detective meter is new best friend. Does anyone still use that meme? Don't think so. Here's how well the questioning is going. Guys, why? Why have you done this? Keep it on the positive side, okay? Listen, no promises.
I must be cautious and smart. This dame seems shy, which I can use to my advantage. But I must be careful about what I say to her, or I could scare her off. Let's start gently, and when the time comes, we can go in hard.
I'm not sure I love the rooster putting it like that, but okay. Okay, well, right now I seem to only have one question, so I think I'll do that.
Who exactly are you, ma'am?
I'm not somebody important, Mr. Featherland.
You're important enough to deal with such a delicate matter, right?
I carry out the wishes of my employer, nothing more. This means simple paperwork.
Nothing more?
Most of the time.
You've been thrown into deep water, sweetheart. Tell me, can you even swim?
Believe me, this is just as unpleasant for me as it is for you, if not even more.
They're very excited about LA Noir with chickens. Also says, excuse me, my rooster is drunk. Does that contribute positively or negatively to my best friend, the detective meter? Okay, help me out. This isn't obvious to me. White is good, right? So, like, if the whole meter was white, that would be good? Or is the fact that plus starts out dark mean that I want the meter to be more dark? I'm not clear on that. I only had one choice. It would feel weird for the game to, like, immediately punish me for, like, not having a choice. Portrait's kind of in the way. Fair. Let's try the upper corner. Does anything happen in the upper corner? Demolition seems to have played this game since we bought it, which I should have expected. Alright, which one of these am I actually using? This one? Ooh. Everyone's favorite game show.
Tell me, which part of the city do you live in?
I clicked back in the window and it selected the dialogue option.
Flowerville, maybe.
That's not what I wanted.
Look, I don't want to answer that. I'm here on behalf of my employer, and not on personal business.
Fair point, Deborah. Let's try a different approach.
Somehow that was good. I don't know what happened. Little man on your shoulder is gone. Try balancing one, man. It kind of sucks. If you want me to focus on the chicken and not that, this is probably for the best. He might come out again for a little while. Okay, this one sounds mean. I don't think we're doing that yet because we don't have much on her. So, like, what up?
Why did you have to visit me this particular evening?
I have my reasons. I may look like a silly little fawn, and maybe I am, but I still have common sense.
I don't doubt that for a second, Miss Ibanez.
This day is essential to my mistress, and she thought it's also important to you.
That's a weird thing to say.
A message in itself, for sure. But to be honest, even you are.
Now, we do know for sure that there is a giraffe in this game. I will caution you all of that. I don't know where or when it is.
You know what? I'll just take that as a compliment, even if it wasn't meant as such.
Oh, a deer. I mean, it's a cow, right? She described herself as a... I don't know. Why did your employer not
Thunderbolt.
come here herself? Are you trying to guess the client? I mean, it could always be Desuhiko Thunderbolt if you really think about it, because he has the backpack that makes him turn into anyone, which is somehow his biological superpower.
Shavul, who was a mole man.
If you think too hard about anything that ever happened in Raincoat, it will deal you psychic damage. Now, Shavul, who was a mole man,
Local mariachi Pedro.
may be in this game. Because he is a mole who is a man, you understand.
The servants call me Dummy Thick.
That does seem appropriate here under the circumstance of this employer-servant relationship.
Why did you come to visit me? Why not your employer herself?
My employer is Miss Natasha Katsenko. She hasn't been leaving her home lately, only if she really has to.
How so?
New person. Vague sketch of a cat because we haven't met her yet.
Miss Natasha is afraid. She's scared because of those unwanted messages, and everyone knows who she is.
He's talking way too long, and
So
none of it sounds
she's
true at all.
that kind of woman.
I don't know what you
I
mean.
don't know what I mean.
Of course you do, Deborah. Thank you, by the way. We're finally getting somewhere. We avoided the point long enough. Deborah's hiding something, no question. Let's focus on that.
Nico says, big sketch of a cat, it me. Yeah, I maybe I wasn't paying enough attention, but I don't think I picked up on the subtext of that kind of woman. I think I'm gonna go with what exactly did you expect by coming here to meet me? It's like a little more direct than the similar question of what do you want from me? And the game is like strongly suggesting that I should be more direct at this time.
What exactly did you expect by coming here to meet me?
Sarah says, just got back with fresh cinnamon roll coffee cake that I made myself. Dude, that's sick. That's really good.
I expected your help, just like my mistress said.
I expect you to die, Mr. Bond.
Oh, that's very nice. But have you seen this neighborhood? Have you seen this wreck called a hotel?
In a
Who
hotel?
are you hoping to find in a place like this?
Someone reliable
That seems like a weird answer to that question.
Well, I am reliable.
and discreet
That's right.
and thorough
No question about that.
and has a heart of gold.
Okay, let's stop it right there.
These feel like weird responses given the conversation that we're currently in the midst of having. Let's pretend you never found me here. Are you in some sort of jam? Do you think you're cut out for this kind of work? This is just too risky, I can't take the case. I mean, if this was really L.A. Noir, I could probably say the fourth one and then just like move to the next chapter or something insane. Three is a weird question because, like, I don't feel like she's implying that she's going to be, like, part of this or whatever.
Are you in some sort of jam?
Nothing of the sort. There are simply things better left unsaid.
Or in the case of jam, better left unspread.
Then you're wasting my time.
I trust your instincts. You'll manage it.
Yeah, and I have no other choice, right?
To be honest, no, Mr. Featherland. Not really.
Okay, I'm having a little issue where, like, these are some really inorganic sounding dialogue options. I was like, do you need some kind of help? And she's like, I'm not gonna tell you that, but you're obliged to help me. And then I'm like, I can either say, don't you think that's weird? Or, have you ever felt truly vulnerable? You ever watch gladiator movies, Timmy? It's weird that everything that's happening.
Don't you think this whole thing is a little suspicious?
Look, Santino, I'll explain everything.
I have no doubt about that. You look just the type, sweetheart. No offense.
I'll take that as a compliment. Or maybe I'll act like I haven't heard it.
You see, we're starting to understand each other.
I gotta be honest. I feel like the game wants me to think that the impressions are supposed to give me insights as to what things to pick. I'm having a very vibes-based experience. Zagula says, hey, number one thing not to say to a woman you just met in a room alone with her. Have you ever felt truly vulnerable? I mean, I do feel like you'd be better off saying, like, so if you had to choose, me or Bear? Is she ever going to say why she's here? I think no. I think literally no. I think that's the whole point of what we're doing. But, like, I will say that for me, that makes for, like, a really weird introduction to this game. Like, is it cliche to go through this and have her just say exactly what she wants to do and it just sort of jumpstarts the story? Yeah, for sure. That's just, like, Noir cliche 101. But, like, going through this conversation and, like, learning basically, like, nothing of value feels way weirder to me. I feel like these are both fine, but I think the game wants me to be a little more direct, and this one doesn't seem like it will necessarily scare her off. If you won't come clean, what's the point of this all?
If you won't come clean, what's the point of all this?
But, Mr. Featherland...
I'm sorry, sweetheart, but I'm way too old for this game.
Please, just think again. For me and my mistress's sake.
Okay. This is a serious question. You all in chat, hi, hello. Did it seem like there was some way to know that that option was going to be him, like, telling her to kick rocks? Because, like, to me, that felt very similar to the wording of the other option. Like, at worst, I would have expected, like, a small, like, negative impact to my best friend, the detective meter. Not, like, a massive decline. Like, that feels disingenuous. Like, was I supposed to know that? They're, like, the same question.
Tell me, Deborah, why should I believe you at all?
Because my mistress trusts you.
Should that be enough?
If you really like what she thinks you are, then yes.
Okay, I'm going to level with you. I do hate this whole conversation because we're, like, not talking about anything and it's starting to really piss me off.
Damn, what can I say to that?
Look, I didn't mean to back you up against the wall.
Have you? In what way have you done that? We haven't done anything. I don't know what's happening.
You have a way with words, sweetheart. Did you ever want to be a cop?
What has she done that would imply she would be a cop?
No, not for the world.
Yeah, this must be making Neko crazy as, like, a self-identifying autistic person. This must be, like, especially maddening because it's like no one is saying what they mean at all. She's physically backing us into a wall. I'm not even sure if that's true. I haven't gotten a good look at this room at all.
Smart answer.
Tell me what you're afraid of.
Be honest and tell me what you're so afraid of.
You know, Mr. Featherland, my mistress's partner is Hobart Wessler. Or as most people know him,
Can someone explain to me why that wasn't the answer like 7 questions ago? Like, I feel like this could have been the answer to like the 3rd question I asked, which was like, why didn't your mistress come herself? And we've had like several questions since then that have like made no progress towards our understanding of the game or the world at large.
Ibn Wessler, the Kingpin.
Exactly.
Also, like, in my estimation, like, not a great idea to have multiple characters in your, like, brand new setting have, like, multiple aliases right off the bat. It makes it kind of hard to, like, track them. Game wants you to be frustrated. I mean, on the one hand, I hope so, because it seems insane to structure the conversation this way if that's not what you wanted. But on the other hand, do keep in mind that, like, as like a new player, like, I have every reason to just be like, this is stupid. I'm gonna go play LA Noir badly or something.
Feathery gods, help me.
So you get it now. The secrecy.
But no, because if you were willing to say that to me at all, then, like, there still wasn't any point in having the conversation in this way.
To put it mildly, I think I understand it all. Wessler. This little piece of the puzzle changes everything.
Oh my god, everyone's being so obtuse. Is the whole game like this?
Shall
even
we
our
sculpt
character,
some flesh friends then?
even our character doesn't want to say what, like, any of this means when we're, like, trying to establish the world. By the way, I'm glad that worked. I gave Flesh Friends its own redeem instead of just leaving it as like an awkward Halloween hang-on for another month. The sentence is the lady to being sacrificed to the volcano. Hear, hear. Oh, I don't like stuff like this. This is very LA Noir. Can we have a serious conversation, chat, about how, as far as the game has indicated to me and as far as I'm able to tell, I got one question wrong and, like, I lose like a whole rank for that? Is the rank important? Do I have to care about that, like, at all? Let's just continue. The Notebook. The Notebook is the detective's best friend. Now, hang on. Objection. Logical contradiction. The Notebook can't be the detective's best friend because I'm the detective and my best friend is the conversation meter or whatever it's called. We have multiple best friends. What do I look like? Some sort of sister of traveling pants? I didn't read the rest of that at all. I got so mad. Whatever. Click around, learn stuff. It's like I don't love how many clues got added that, like, probably aren't important. Yeah, I think I like the way Zacula put that. Not in love with the concept of there being objectively right and wrong options with only 2 dialogue options. Makes it feel a bit like a multiple choice test. And then, like, even if it was the case that, like, one is always obviously right and one is obviously wrong, setting aside the fact that, like, the one I got wrong was basically, like, exactly the same answer as the one I didn't pick initially, then, like, you can just kind of, like, intuitive what the right answer is and there's no point in choosing. It just feels like an illusion of choice. I'm not saying that this is necessarily a bad game, but what I will say definitively is, like, I don't think that this game gives a very good first impression. I'm not... Feel free to disagree with me on that, but, like, I think if we're all being honest, that's a really weird introduction to the game. Both, like, that conversation system is a little wonky, but, like, also just the nature of that conversation where, like, we exchanged much dialogue and learned almost nothing. Okay, clues. The victim, a lady, is the target of some strange threats. All of them are written. Weird for that to be emphasized. The mysterious messenger is...
He's talking
the
way too long
employer.
and none of it sounds true at all.
Certain Natasha, boy, I'm not in love with the font choice. Natasha Kutsenko. The employer, Natasha's current significant other. Whoa, hold on. Okay, now, I can't tell if I'm wrong or if the children are wrong. Because we're in a noir setting, when Cow Lady said her partner is the evil mouse or whatever, I assume we were talking about either, like, business partner or, like, business partner, i.e. criminal activity. I did not gather from that exchange that we were talking about partner as in significant other. That did not read to me. Here's the people. For some reason, there are 9 of them available, even though I've only heard of like 3 people ever. Hotel Atlas is the only place that exists. I don't care about the codex, I think, probably at all. Oh, this is so annoying. This seems really annoying. Lover. Okay, but like, if... Okay. I'm going to throw a fit if the game means lover and not, like, significant other. Because partner doesn't mean lover. Partner is used in a lot of different ways, but partner implies a longer-term relationship than lover. That would not be an appropriate use of that term in my estimation. Okay, so what do I do now then?
Why don't you take it to the police? Just go there and file a report. Photos,
someone
flashing
say,
lights,
"What is
fingerprints.
they?"
You know the drill. The evidence is very clear. Even a moderately talented detective could easily wrap this case up. Or just try the phone. 555 111.
I'll use this
How
knife.
does he know how clear the evidence is if he hasn't seen the crime scenes or the evidence?
My mistake.
Ole!
It's Mimigawa, isn't it?
That guy says, I interpreted partner as lover or possibly cowboy. Honestly, it could be either. No, see, I'm going to draw a line here. So, Demolition, figure out how to put up a poll. I'm too mad. Chat, can the word partner reasonably be used to describe a lover without additional context? I have really strong feelings about this, but like I want an honest answer from chat. Cause now we got like the game saying it and like multiple people in chat suggesting it. I'm like, I don't think so. Like it doesn't have to be like married, but like to me it's like at least a long-term relationship. I agree. Exact question. Can the word partner mean lover without extra context? Some people use lover as long-term whatever. Who? Show me this person so that I may burn them as a witch. I don't think that's a real person.
Please, take a look at this.
Take a look at Ben or Michael.
Well, okay. Let's see.
Yeah, like, lover, I think, is closer to, like, without commitment, personally. So, like, I would not think that it's... Yeah, like, partner implies some level of commitment. Like, I agree with that. Like, it's a little murky as to exactly how much commitment, but to me, partner does, like, is almost antithetical to lover, broadly speaking. Like, they cannot be used synonymously, in my estimation.
Don't you want to look at it? The message I gave you.
Yeah, of course.
Sorry, I'm too mad about this conversational nonsense. Here you will store all the essential items throughout the case, including arts and crafts and the guitar. Alright, could you use, like, a good font? I know Molly very well. Please note this when deciding whether or not to accept my assignment. Miss Ibanez is a trusted friend. Treat her as a gentleman. N.
Squeak, squeak.
So, like, there's a lot of things early in this game that I don't love. Like, I don't love the notion that we're, like, leaning on some prior relationship without elaborating on it, even, like, broadly speaking. Emotion suggests partner means long-term relationship with possible romantic overtones. I think that's generally fair. Lover would mean someone in a romantic sexual relationship, indeterminate length. Romantic partner is more explicit and needed to imply lover. I mean, to me, I think the linchpin is more about the like level of commitment. Like, I can like there are platonic partnerships. I think context will tell you whether partner means a long-term relationship that is romantic in nature or is platonic in nature. But like, I do not think that partner means lover unless you say specifically like romantic or even like sexual partner. Like those things at least imply some possibility that we might be talking about something more informal, which like I think lover generally implies like informal romantic relationship. Like Sarah said, like no explicit commitment.
I know Molly very
Oh,
well.
I can make it read it.
Please note this when deciding whether or not to accept my assignment. Miss Ibanez is a trusted friend. Treat her as gentleman. N.
Okay, that's just highlighting whatever.
I felt like I'd been hit on the back of my head with a blackjack. Reality tilted. Molly. Good gods. What was her name doing there? I glanced at the opposite wall with the well-worn picture frames, like an eternally dark hole.
I'm sorry. So 2/3 say no, partner can't mean lover without extra context, but 1/3 really say yes? That's wild to me. Also, in a moment, I'm gonna start complaining about 5-Star Christmas, one of my least favorite Hallmark Christmas movies of all time. Because this game is doing 5-Star Christmas and it's starting to like build my rage meter, which is my best friend.
Mr. Featherland?
I clicked through that somehow. I should never click out of the game ever, I guess. Hang on. There's a replay button, but it doesn't go back to the thing that I wanted it to do.
Mr. Featherland? Mr. Featherland?
Now I'm just having fun.
Santino, are you all right?
What the hell is this supposed to mean?
Now we making music. Yeah, Crit Twitch, you know what's up.
I don't know anything, Mr. Santino. My mistress told me to give this to you. She said you'd understand. Don't you?
Oh, of course I understand, Miss Ibanez. I get it very well. But this case is becoming more and more confusing. It's starting to look like blackmail.
Can something like happen in this game? I know how hypocritical that sounds coming from me, but like, I'm definitely losing it. Okay, so let me talk a little bit about 5-Star Christmas. So 5-Star Christmas is a Hallmark movie about a family whose needlessly large home got turned into like basically like a bed and breakfast between the holidays from one year to the next. So like the family like joined there for Christmas and then like a year passed and then people get there and find out that their house is now a bed and breakfast. And the way that the movie chooses to convey the indignation and confusion of this family to learn that without being like warned or told about this, now like their house is a business that they all came here planning to spend the holidays and now it's a hotel, is just like an increasing number of family members coming into the house and like walking around and like not having to encounter guests or anything that would make it obvious what their frustration is, but just being like for like, I swear to God, like 25 minutes of screen time. And this is the thing I will say a lot in regards to like made for TV movies. You get like 90 minutes, pal. You gotta use them. Sure, you can't just have your characters say what they're feeling because that makes the audience feel angry. But like you can have them express their feelings by saying things at all to each other instead of just making weird guttural noises. I feel like this game is doing the Noir equivalent of that, where they're like, it's so mysterious, you don't even know what's mysterious. How was your house a business without you knowing? Okay, so Jakey, you have been to college, right? If I understand correctly, you have like left your family's home to spend some time at college, and then like at winter break, you maybe went and visited your parents again. Now picture that happening, but when you go back, it's a business. It's a hotel. It's not your family's house. It's not just the place where you grew up. It is an inn. It's a bed and breakfast now. And like your dad is like trying to turn a profit for some reason. I don't remember because the movie is garbage. That's why I tried to emphasize the like a whole year passed. Zachary says, actually, I express all of my emotions through weird guttural noises, though thinking about it, it puts large amounts of strain on my personal relationships. See, that tracks for me.
Blackmail.
Don't play innocent with me.
But
All right. When can I visit?
I don't have enough context to even like know what he's talking about, although I may have clicked through it, to be honest with you, a little bit.
visit me.
Not you. Miss Katsenko.
Oh, yes. You can find her at the Tsar Club.
That sounds fake. That's not a real place.
Didn't you tell me she's not the social kind? That she's especially unsociable? Or does she only like loud and crowded clubs?
Well, she has a sexual business partner, which means meeting people in public? I don't know. I'm confused about all of this to level with you.
No, she's really not like that. But she owns the place.
Judging by the flyer, it must be a very busy club, especially on New Year's Eve, right?
It was worse than the Dolly Parton Christmas movie. I mean, that movie was mediocre. Five Star Christmas was bad. But Five Star Christmas is bad in a very personal way. It's not a good movie, but the choices of the writing in that movie like make me like indignantly frustrated. There are a lot of like bad Christmas movies that are like fun. Like I described it in some detail. The one, I don't think I gave you the title of it, but there's one from this year called Christmas on Every Page, which is about like a bookstore that like a woman's family runs, and she goes back there, and the mom like injures her ankle like immediately, and then like she has to run the store. But it's like the one that has like the guy says he's gonna like carve a mural, and then it turns out that like it was just like a small like woodblock sculpture the size of like a painting, and then they painted it, which is why they called it a mural, but it was like clearly a wood carving. And like that was like a badly written movie, but like at least it had like sensible story structure. Like Five Star Christmas spends so much time like not developing characters, not developing story, not like being funny for its own sake, not like doing something romantic and interesting, just like burning time, which for like a TV movie is like poison.
I'm sure you'll have no trouble finding Miss Katsenko.
She looks like a rough sketch of a kitten.
One small problem, Mr. Featherland.
No chickens allowed?
Let me guess. Mr. Wessler better not know about my visit.
Exactly. How did you know?
Yes, Kazaka, you're thinking of You Got Mail? Nothing about that movie is dated, thankfully, but you're thinking of You Got Mail.
20 years experience, ma'am. Oh, and please, call me Sonny.
Again, I don't love the notion that we've like barely introduced characters and we're giving them like 4 separate names to identify them as. That's not, in my estimation, that's like not good management of character assets.
It was a pleasure to meet you, Sonny.
I'll talk about the rest with Ms. Katsenko in person. A good friend of mine would be happy to take you home if you'd like.
I'd appreciate that, Sonny.
New person. It's a rabbit. I know a rabbit. He's also my best friend. Who's the rabbit? Tell me about them. Louis the rabbit. Louis C. Hayworth. The interface for this stuff is weird. They make it like really difficult to read, but if you click on it, it gets... Well, in fairness, I did turn the text size up to large, and I'm glad I did, because everything is so like natively illegible. Lewis is the owner of the once reputable Atlas Hotel and a good old friend of mine. At the moment, he's my landlord. It's only the two of us living in this unbelievably enormous hotel. That can't be good for business. You know what would happen if I came into the lobby of that particular hotel? I think I would make guttural noises for 25 minutes. He's crazy about detective stories and gladly helps whenever I ask. It'd be funny if the lady with the cat name was like a lizard. That would be funny. I would appreciate that. Also, apparently I just know his phone number. Personal infos. Oh, I know this game wasn't produced in America because they pluralized the word info. That's not a thing that American English does. One of the most well-known gangsters in Clawville. Oh, this is the opposite page. This is like Mouse Magoo. Real estate mogul, bank director, museum owner, distiller, smuggler, and information broker. It's only half of what I've heard about him. He has his dirty little paws everywhere. Okay, also, and this might be a personal thing, but I feel like a lot of people would agree with me on this. If the game is relying on me to check the notebook to understand, like, who the players are in this world, it doesn't bode well for this game. Like, the characters should organically, like, appear and be relevant in the story. If this exists in lieu of having the characters be part of the story, I'm gonna have a real problem with it. I don't want to waste energy, of course.
I don't even know where the key is. Whatever's inside is gonna stay there forever.
I'd be lying to you if I said I didn't have furniture that worked that way myself.
Behind that door lies the kingdom of dirty clothes, cigarette butts, and empty bottles.
Oh, that's the bit. How do I get out of here? How do I leave this terrible place?
Thank you again, Mr. Feather.
Don't mention it.
I'm sorry, I don't smoke.
Thought so.
How do I leave? Can I just... No, that's just information about the club. Still don't understand what this one wanted from Mr. Pollo. So, to summarize it to the best of my flawed understanding, she came here to give a 5-star Christmas introduction to this movie, or to this game, and basically she is a messenger on behalf of Lady Katsenko, who told us to meet Lady Katsenko in person to discuss the actual details of the case, because they both felt it was important that meeting happen in person, but were concerned that if it didn't happen at her place of business, the shady guy would know about it, and if I wasn't made aware that the shady guy was involved, I wouldn't handle it with care. Does that sound right to everyone? That's what I've extrapolated. The phone. Lewis's number is 555932. Really? You're gonna have me manually dial it? Oh, why? Why?
Hey, Lewis. Am I bothering you?
Apparently the game, by introducing the rabbit character without me saying anything about, by just having the rabbit character get added to my notebook with the phone number, what I was supposed to gather is that I can't proceed with the game until I make a phone call to the rabbit to arrange for the safe passage of the cowgirl. Which, now that I'm saying it out loud, teehee cowgirl, but also doesn't make any kind of rational sense. And I'm increasingly concerned about how this game is going to handle puzzles, but like, okay, let's move on.
No. Of course not, Sonny. Old friend, what's up?
Could you come over? I've got a favor to ask if you're not busy.
No, don't bring more people into the room. I'm trying to get out.
For you, anything. Just a minute.
Lewis arrived a few minutes later. He lived in the rooms above, so it wasn't difficult getting here. Not to mention that he's a rabbit. It was a quick hop. The Atlas Hotel was his inheritance. It was once a well-renowned place, but not anymore. The last economic crisis ruined it. And now, besides me, he was the only resident of this enormous place.
Hey, gang, I know I'm doing a lot of talking. Most of it is true. This is like a much better way to introduce the rabbit character. Like, I don't know how important phone calls are to this game. I don't know if it's like Blackwell Legacy or something. But, like, I think it makes so much more sense organically to have the story, like, move along and for, like, anything to happen in this game. For me to finish the conversation with Miss What's-Her-Face and then have the rooster be like, let me call Lewis to help you out. And then he just, like, does it. And then Lewis comes in here. And then we get introduced to Lewis and don't have to read basically the same thing out of a book to know who we're calling or why. Like, that thought process just, like, doesn't track for me at all. Zaka says, I've had the Blackwell games in my Steam library for years and I still haven't played them. I really want to say nice things about them. The story is not terrible. The characters aren't great. The puzzles are not good. There's like cool stuff in like the atmosphere and the story, but I think it gets really held back by some like unfortunate choices with like what the main characters are like, and then it gets all like tied up in the puzzles mostly not being very good in my opinion. Hello? Look at him.
The good old rabbit. I can always count on him, even on New Year's Eve.
That's a weird thing to say.
Thanks for being so quick, Lewis. Can you drive Miss Ibanez home? I have some things to take care of.
Of course, Sonny. You know, anything for you.
I'm not sure the stutter is adding anything to the game, but let's just roll.
Thank you for being so considerate, Sonny. I appreciate it. Goodbye, then.
So long, Deborah. Before I visit the club, I have to take a detour.
Oh, good.
I've got a feeling that this case isn't going to be a one-man job. And there's only one bird in this city I can trust. My ex-partner, Marty. He's going to be at the station. I can only hope he'll be willing to talk to me.
Apparently, I have access to the map now. Scene types. Main scenes, represented with badge. They move the story forward. These scenes also determine which locations open up or close down. You need to complete all of these if you want to beat the game. Limited scenes. Limited scenes are open for a specific duration, which is determined by the main story progression. If you are a completionist, be sure to visit all of them before you move to the next main scene. Closed scenes. Closed scenes cannot be reached for the time being. This state will often change throughout the story progression and can be temporary or permanent. Top tip, pick the next main scene if you're absolutely sure you don't want to visit any of the available limited scenes anymore. You may not be able to visit them later. It's all that... Okay, fine. Yeah, I mean, like, we're just making none progress. Like, we've been playing the game for, like, solidly an hour, and, like, some of it has been me ranting about how much progress isn't being... Are we doing a black sad zoom? Are we gonna like phase through the map and like break through reality or something? Scene types are a detective's best friend. You know what, Zacula? They didn't say it, but I think the description does suggest that. Wouldn't you agree? So I'm thinking that's like the only place to go. The Wild Gentleman production.
And I was driving.
Oh, it's a cutscene. I'll shut up.
Risking my whole life's work. But still, it didn't feel any different. Every day was the same. And the 121 days I had left till my retirement seemed like an eternity. When I look out the window of the hotel room I call home, I see the same thing every day.
So
a woman in a red nightgown dances slowly in circles to smooth music. The 9 o'clock show, with a glass of cheap bourbon.
You didn't mention it's a rabbit.
The silent music. In the meantime, the proud city of Clawville is slowly eating itself alive. And we're still here, with nothing left to lose but our sanity, while others, the smart ones, had already gone.
My sanity is gone already.
Molly. Does her name really upset me this much? All those years of solitude, and I still jump without question every time I hear it. And then there's Marty, my ex-partner, who hates me. But I know I have to speak with him, no matter what.
It may have been an oversight
I
to...
feel like the past is watching me on this goddamn night.
It might be an oversight to plan around him working with us if he hates us. Also, for the love of God, like, why is the dialogue in the music track? That stuff makes me crazy.
I knew where to find Marty. At the station, we'd always draw straws about holiday duty. Marty never joined in. He always took the New Year's Eve shift, even though he had someone to go home to. I understood. 10 years ago, we survived the night the press called the Bloody New Year. Forgotten by Clawville, but not by us. We both left parts of ourselves behind that night.
Which says the effect of the cutscene of the rooster reflection on the glass was nice, which I agree, that is nice. This game's like weirdly hung up on New Year's Eve. I don't feel like most people think that much about New Year's Eve. They don't not think about it, but I don't feel like they make as big a deal. Like, I feel like every sentence is like, even on New Year's Eve.
Phyllis and Roy's. Two hedgehogs with an arrogance typical of novice cops. They're as prickly as they look. Officious little shitheads, but harmless.
But the more important question is, are they lovers?
Well, look at that. Hey, Sonny, what you scratching out over here? I heard the big boss threw you out.
Big boss? E.
Tough luck, boys. I may not be on duty, but I'm still a cop, just like you. Well, more than you.
If we're not on duty and we don't have a job, then are we really still a cop just like them? Why are the porcupines British? I mean, I think you should ask Neko for the best shot at a decisive answer, but I think they're just like that. I think that's just like a statement of fact, basically. Taika says New Year's Eve is the only holiday I won't be working this year. Now, does that include like all past holidays or just sort of like the present holiday season? Meaning that you're working like Christmas Eve and Christmas. I think it says they don't even have porcupines there. I'm pretty sure they're all British, though.
Hey, you don't have to be so peckish, old bird.
What?
By the way, you're on luck. Blood Boil's not in tonight. Malloy is in charge.
Oh, God. That clumsy buffalo is here tonight. If he doesn't end up in a cell again, he's lucky.
You got it.
That clarifies also work Thanksgiving and the 4th of July and Easter. Well, let me ask you this, Zakula. Did you work your birthday?
You looking for Marty, eh?
Sorry, Zakula really likes the birthday thing. If you're new here, Zakula really likes the birthday thing. That's a reference to the Telltale Sam and Max games. You can go find those on YouTube if you're confused. It just happens.
I see you're still the brains around here, Phyllis. Yeah, I'm looking for Marty. Birds of a feather flock together.
I see you're still the funny guy around here. You'll find the giant feather duster at the shooting range. As always.
I guess maybe the main character is just salty because he had plans to drink alone and gaze mournfully from his window New Year's Eve and hates that he has to work instead.
I'm Hugh Bliss.
You're so real for that. Maybe I'm not appreciating that enough because I've definitely had my share of holidays in the past where it's like, honestly, I don't really want to do much. I just want to do insert stupid thing. And like, back in like my early California days, you know, this sort of harkens back to the conversation about like me failing to socialize more here. But like when I first moved to California, on things like my birthday where I didn't really have plans or like planned to do basically something minimal at the time, like my friends would always be like, oh, like come do this thing, and I like invariably like hated whatever they suggested, but I was like, nah, I should spend time with my friends. But like they never would do anything that like was of like interest to me on that day. So like, yeah, I get it. I distinctly remember one year where I was just like, all I want to do is like download and somehow get Magic the Gathering online to work on my like piece of crap laptop that could barely run it and like play one draft. And I did not manage to do that because I instead followed through with like plans with friends, and I did not enjoy the thing that we did, which for those who are interested was what is the name of that thing? Harry Potter, like Dear Wizard People. There's some like Harry Potter like riff track style thing that was like had like the hottest of moments in the meme sun, and like it was like big that year, and they're like, oh, you'll love this thing, and I like didn't really like it at all, and it like took forever, and I like wasn't doing the thing I wanted. So like you're so real for that. That's definitely true. Oh no, now Zagna's having an existential crisis. Also worked Halloween. Didn't realize I've worked literally every major holiday this year until you asked. I mean, do you actually get holiday pay? Is that a thing? So lost on what the Harry Potter thing is. I'll give this like 1 second, but I know I'm gonna like destroy the game for having clicked out of it because this game is like so aggressive. I don't remember the proper name of this. Can I get close? I think this is it. Wizard People, Dear Reader. Yeah. An unauthorized alternative soundtrack to Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Yeah. This is definitely the thing. It was definitely like a recording that you played over watching the first Harry Potter film. And it's like, my recollection of it is it was like Mystery Science Theater as done by like some nerd who wasn't funny in your high school. So like me, but like probably even worse than that. And yeah, I mean you watch the whole Harry Potter movie, and it my recollection is it was like worse than just watching the Harry Potter movie. Also, I'm gonna click in the game and it's gonna freak out. Get ready.
Hey, Royce. I'm telling you this because maybe you'll be able to understand. If this prickly shithead makes another racist remark, I'll strangle him with his own raincoat.
It's a comedy.
I'd love to see that.
Hey, whose side are you on, you jerk?
Poster. Dogs.
Every time this poster disappears, good old Blood Boil puts it right back immediately. I tore it down at least 3 times already. Actually, it's a kind of passive-aggressive game for us with the chief.
Jiggy says, I met Fred from MST3K once. Which one's Fred? It's been a minute. I used to watch a lot of Mystery Science Theater 3000. I don't think I ever finished. I mean, I don't know how many seasons they ended up making on Netflix, but like, the new cast wasn't doing it for me. It's been a long time since I've seen the old stuff. Like TV's Frank? I wasn't sure if you meant that or like the actor's name behind one of the villains that I just don't clock properly. But I think there was a guy who was like, with the like original sort of mastermind character who was like kind of a force of chaos, who was just like TV's Frank or something like that. Okay, that's the guy. That's cool. Wait, was that at like a convention, or did you like stalk him?
The Castilia clan thought this would frighten the old hound, but they were so wrong.
I want to be super clear that I clicked once and it like auto-terminated that dialogue.
Retaliation came the next morning. Raids on 4 warehouses, 12 bad guys dead, and twice as many busted.
Oh, you hate to see bad guys get busted. You gotta repair them. It's so expensive.
Nobody messed with old Blood Boil after that. Or Chief Marrowbone, as they call him around
Stop
here.
giving characters like 8 names. We've barely introduced, like, the most important characters.
Could have been fixed up ages ago, but it was the chief's explicit demand not to. They can say a lot of things about the old hound, but he's got a sense of drama for sure.
Just volunteering at Comic-Con. Also, John Barrowman touched me. I think that's like a proper blessing, right? For John Barrowman to touch you. Have we introduced any important characters? Us, the playable character. They mentioned Marty, but we haven't actually introduced him.
Could have been fixed up ages ago.
Okay, we're done looking at this, I guess. I'm gonna go in.
Here we are again, Clawville Police Department. I've never been good at history, but if I'm not mistaken, this place has been a church, a hospital, and even some insane cult's secret hideout over the years. Anyway, the place holds the secrets of the ages, and some drunk pigs in the basement.
Interesting. We've explicitly gone out of our way to not make the cops into pigs. It's a choice. So like Clawville looks like it's meant to be like an analog for a large city, maybe something like Los Angeles, maybe not explicitly that, but like maybe a similar scale. They have a police department? Like for real? Like it says, when I went to Phoenix Comic-Con in 2014, John Barrowman made a public announcement that he would no longer be kissing people for pictures because he'd gotten sick too many times from doing that. It says that story says so much about that man. That's crazy. That's a crazy story. That is a crazy story that I do not doubt for an instant. There's like none amount of time where I'm like, is that really true? Like, no. John Barrowman, like, that's for sure. That's definitely, yeah. Miss Monica, one of my favorite names from Mambo number 5.
Monica Rosen. Receptionist in theory, but in reality, she's doing literally everything around here. Like the beating heart of the PD. She's too good for this place, even for this city. Hey,
Hello.
Monica.
Oh my god. Look at her whittled glasses. Look at them. Look at them.
Hey, Boss Bird. What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be celebrating somewhere?
Every day's a holiday since I got out of here.
Single finger gun.
I can tell. But what are you doing here? Are you here for a file? You know, I'm a little busy right now.
Yeah, you could look after a few things for me, but first I'd like to talk to Mr. Big Beak McChicken himself. Those two prickly assholes told me he's emptying the magazines in the hole.
Cadis asks, does receptionist Monica have large breasts? I mean, I wouldn't say so by like, you know, if you were to compare to another fictional receptionist, just picking one out of thin air, but like the one from Lemniscate in the Somnium Files game, maybe not quite so prolific in the bust area, but as a bird, she's likely related to, you know, more than a pair of bush tits, if that helps. Various other birds that will get auto-modded to oblivion in Twitch chat. I do like her voice, but like there's definitely something uncanny about probably a majority of these animal characters.
Like always. And if he carries on like that, he's gonna use up all our ammo. So it would be nice if you drag him out of there. You know how this day is for him.
Then why does he want to work? Why was that like the exact plot point from The Pit Season 1?
For him?
You know I didn't mean it like that.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so just sign here and you're good to go.
Thank you, darling.
Don't mention it, Boss Bird.
By the way, I had a really weird thought today, and I'm going to share it with you even though no one cares. Not one of you in chat will care. I defy you to care about this. I am the representative for a disproportionately large number of New Mexico and particularly Albuquerque radio stations, which, because I've been watching Pluribus, which is another show by Vince Gilligan, who just really loves Albuquerque, New Mexico. There was like a scene in this week's where like characters like listening to a radio station and it gives like call letters, and I didn't recognize them, but then I had the thought like, I probably know the call letters for like a majority of New Mexico like radio stations better than most people who don't live in Albuquerque. What's in the vending machine?
Marty drinks this shit. I've never tried it, but I'm pretty sure it's gross and probably toxic.
But like, what is it? Like, what is it though?
Today is not the day I'm gonna try this. For me, nothing beats the iron-flavored, turbid tap water.
See, multiple people said that they care before I said it, but like, no one's saying anything after because no one actually cares. Albuquerque has a lot of half-number addresses. I've seen very few of those in my life, but those are always so weird. My favorite is the very first time I ever saw a half address. It was just like walking through the streets of Boston, and there was like a property that had like a nameplate out front, you know, like a manor or an estate, but like much smaller because it was like right in the midst of the city. But it was called Hidden House, and it had a half address, and I'm like, is there like a more appropriate name for like a building that's like tucked away behind like a stone wall with like a fake address that you can't see from the street? Oh, hey, wait, Bosco. That guy's my best friend from the Sam and Max games.
Detective Chow Hound Bosco.
Stop
he thinks
nicknaming
he's a
characters.
real alpha, but nah, he's just a lapdog.
Okay, here's a serious question. In a world where all the people are animals, how does the term lapdog, like, even exist?
He's not a bad boy, by the way. He's not a bad...
Holy wild ones, look what the cat dragged in.
Hello to you too, Bosco. I see you're busy, as always.
I've been sniffing around one of the rundown joints. You know how it goes. And boom, this son of a lizard comes flying out the window. I didn't know that lizards could fly. So, Mort was being a bad boy again. Nothing unusual. And you? Still dying?
Psycho says, I hope we don't have a goofy Pluto paradox situation in this game. I mean, there's like a subtextual one, right? Because like we're going for all these animal puns, but like some of the animal puns wouldn't make sense to exist diegetically in a world that didn't have humans in it.
I'm still a cop for another 121 days, Bosco. It's as unpleasant to me as it is to you.
All right. No need to bite. I wasn't trying to mess with you. You have Moses and Plato for that. And of course, Blood Boil.
Stop giving characters 8 names.
Let's hope I won't run into any of them tonight.
Looking for Marty, eh? Ever since you left, he's kinda lost. He's trying to hide it, but he's not the same bird.
Well, I don't think we'll have a teary reunion, thinking about how we parted.
Let me give you some advice, Sonny. Let him rage.
It'll lower his AC, but it'll do more damage.
Anyway,
or something.
He was the one that shot you, right? You should be mad, not him.
It's not that simple, Bosco, but we'll see how he reacts. Thanks anyway.
No worries, pal.
Was this not... I think this was the game that bragged about how much, like, recorded dialogue it had, right? It was definitely one from the Giftmas selection stream that, like, had that feature. I think it was this one, right? It's so interesting because of how little so much of it matters. There's, like, so much of it that's, like, just flavor text. And, like, that's, like, cool and all, but, like, does anything, like, happen?
Officer Jardine. They say she's clever, smart, and dangerous. We need more of her kind in here. One of Blood Boil's favorites. Mainly because he's a dog, of course.
I don't know why some of these are, like, double-clicking when I just click one time. Hey, it's Mort.
Mort Mardigan, a notorious deadbeat. Poor guy's been blind since his teenage years, but that doesn't stop him from running into trouble. What the cluck did he do this time?
Cluck counter is at 2?
Mort, you scabbious beast. What the hell did you do?
It's Morty to you, sonny boy. Everything's fine. There was just a bit of trouble in the bar, and someone got knocked on the head with a glass. It wasn't my fault. I'm as blind as a bat, am I right?
It's a really long laugh. Those are quotes from the trailer. The game is 100% voice acted, featuring more than 8 hours of spoken dialogue.
Did that ever bother you, Morty?
Yeah, I sort of like the idea of the snake, the reptile, I guess, hissing a little bit, but like I agree, it's somehow a little bit much, and there wasn't like very much of it.
Listen, sonny boy, go tell them to leave me alone, eh? It's New Year's Eve after all, and I didn't even do anything wrong.
Okay.
Not that wrong.
This one is especially egregious. He just hissed for like no reason. Like it wasn't like part of an S word that would make him hiss. He was just like, he was doing like a One Piece villain laugh of like.
Where's your little lapdog to get you out of this mess? Is that little pimp of a midget still sniffing around you?
I don't think you can say any part of that sentence in 2025.
Jeff is a good boy, Sonny. And he's good to me, believe me.
Oh, God, spare me the details. When will you finally realize that little shit's been using you?
Like, I know how I sound. It's fair if you want to be upset with me. But, like, does this matter?
Somebody say, birthday!
I don't know if they did. But like, I mean, am I ever going to like meet this reptile character again? Is he like relevant to the plot? He doesn't need a whole life story if he's not an important character. There's like all these characters I could talk to in the precinct, and like on the one hand you could be like, well, Vasco, just stop talking to him, but like some amount of them could be important, and I can't tell the difference because I've only been playing like 30 minutes of actual gameplay in this like hour and a half of gameplay. I just like, I mean, when we get to the end of the stream, I'm going to call on chat to collectively try and summarize like how much plot we actually get through.
Oh, of course he's using me. What could a pretty boy like him want from this old monster, eh? Still, Sonny, I have no one else. You understand that, don't you?
Does anyone else find that the hissing is so excessive that they start to dissociate like halfway through his sentences? Or is that like just me?
Even you deserve better, pal. By the way, you look horrible, even for yourself. Are you feeling okay?
This is how most people greet me, by the way. You look horrible, even for yourself. Are you feeling okay? Katie says, Vasco's reaction to this random detective is how I feel about most One Piece characters. Just that there's so many of them and you can't tell which ones are important. Because that's fair in probably a majority of storylines at minimum.
Well, I'm not what I used to be. But neither are you, judging from your voice. But I'm seeing a doctor.
Is he here in the room with us?
I really am. Are you?
Don't need to, Mort. I'm fine. Anyway, if Bubo prescribed you something, don't even think about taking it.
Stop naming characters. Stop naming characters. Stop doing it. Only name important characters. Only name important characters. Don't give names to characters that don't matter. Don't do it.
I don't talk to that insane owl.
Okay, apparently the owl is at least a real character.
Damn right.
Please, say something on my behalf, okay? I really don't have time for this detective buffalo shit.
Okay, he says that, and they don't need to have these complex backstories for a character who's going to stand on the sideline and do nothing but watch Luffy save the day. That one's like less consistently true, but I'm not going to argue it because there's definitely enough characters for whom that is true that that's a fair criticism. Soon we will know a third of the city census. Well, either that or we'll know like 4 characters and like 7,000 names for them.
Hey, careful with that. Buffalo Malloy is the chief today.
Stop naming characters.
Like I care.
I mean, I know we already named that one, but it's just the principle of the thing.
I'll try to speak for you, but keep it down till then, okay? You don't need this shit, and I don't need it either.
I noticed that as well, Demolition, that one of the fans up there is broken, which is kind of fun. I don't know if it's like exactly a good detail, but I appreciate it.
Sonny boy, you've always been a good friend.
This guy's also our best friend. I hope someone's keeping track of all our various best friends.
More like a clucking pigeon.
Why?
Today is not the day I'm gonna try this. For
look at
me,
the
nothing
machine.
beats the...
I just wanna know. Guess I'll go to...
I'm really not in the mood to meet Deputy Malloy, or any of my ex-colleagues from the Predatory Division.
Click counter at 3. I want to say 4. I think there were 2 in that conversation and 2 before it, but I might be wrong.
This is gonna be a hard ride. Last time we saw each other, he had a smoking gun in his hand, and I was bleeding. I don't know how we can get past that, but it's worth a try.
Keep your gun clean. I mean, this is for someone. Someone wanted this.
Long thighs and a big gun. That's Marty's idea of a perfect woman. Can't blame him for it.
Can I look at... Hey, you. If you let the ammunition boxes open again, I'll kick your clucking expletive deleted. Let them open? Not like leave them open? Can't actually interact with anything on the wall. Maybe I'll get his attention. Claudia, Susie, Linda, Big Bertha 2. What's weird is that none of these are also women's names from Mambo number 5, which is the main way that I know what women's names are.
Marty looks good. Big and loud and angry as always.
He hasn't said anything.
Hey, Marty.
Oh, well, look who's here. Hello, Boss Bird. What, are you lost? This is the PD building, you know.
Cut the shit, Marty. We're better than this.
Well, at least you are. Better than anyone, huh?
Marty, come on, let's forget that. What's past is past.
Easy for you to say, Sonny.
Damn it, Marty, you shot me, remember? I almost bled to death.
Hell yeah, I remember. Unfortunately, my aim wasn't good enough.
I might be calling it early, but I think we should definitely put this guy on the best friends list.
I need your help, okay? That's what you want to hear.
Is this workplace harassment? Arguably no, because we're on leave and we shouldn't be here. We don't currently work here, kind of.
Well, it's a start.
Okay, I've said it. I won't do it again.
Yeah, right.
So, are you in? Just for tonight. Small case. We'll wrap it up in no time.
Boy, if this isn't the exact way I would expect this conversation to go based on my, 2 hours of experience with this game. is like he just approaches the person who's openly hostile to him and he's like, hey, you want to do something? Do you want to do a case without like any explanation or context as to why you would want to do that at all?
What kind of case?
And why is he entertaining this?
A personal one.
How personal?
You know he's not going to answer that question.
Very. The kind of case where if you come with me right now, you're not on duty anymore.
Ooh, damn, Sonny. Stop it right there. I'm in.
Guttural noises. What do you... I mean, I know that they were supposed to be friends before, but everyone's been like, I don't know if you want to talk to that guy. He shot you and kind of hates you. And we're like, do you want to do me a personal favor? And he's like, yes, without any further explanation or qualification required. Hard in.
That's it?
Do you know how boring life is here without your stupid, reckless shit? Soon enough, I'll shoot all the ammo in here out of boredom. Right, so, tell me, what's it about?
Whoever, like, wrote this game has, like, a very different experience with people than I do. I don't know if one of us is wrong or what that says about us each individually, but, like, this isn't how people work in the sphere of influence that overlaps my existence.
I'll tell you in the car.
Ooh, can I bring Bertha?
Ah, for the love of... Marty, this is a routine case. You can't bring your shotgun, okay? Bertha stays.
Okay. But at least Susie can come, right?
You should probably bring at least one.
All right, Susie can come.
That's what I want to hear.
Second says, well, this might not be how people work, but they are chickens. Barn joke! What do you mean, get a hint? It's doing really well there. Not really. I was doing passively. This goes on for like a really long time, huh? Wow, not even in top 3 out of 4 total. I shouldn't be surprised that it feels like everything in this game is trying to make me feel like a complete dimwit. I mean, there's something truly... I feel like it says an absolute ton about the video game. That there's some expected user response of like, I played the shooting range minigame and I want to quit playing the game entirely. Like... I just sort of naturally assumed that the bottom was just sort of like, you know, go back to the guy who hates you. But it's like literally try again, leave the shooting range, or just like stop. Just stop playing the game. Like, that's crazy. Why is that here on this menu? I don't know. I thought I did pretty good. Chad seemed really surprised by that, which I should take as insulting, but I don't because I'm awful at trying to aim or do things under time pressure. But, like, I mean, I absolutely blew it by the game's estimation. I'm not even sure it's possible to get this score without somehow unlocking another gun. That seems unhinged. Please leave. Only headshots. Oh, maybe? Maybe headshots?
Still drink coffee?
Yeah, my only poison. Except for guns, of course. And women.
We could visit our old haunt. What do you think?
Sexy liquor ladies.
Oh, a nice cup of Zips coffee and the hop dog. I'm in. Oh, and maybe we'll get into a little fight too, huh?
I don't know how... I don't actually think I know how to convey this in a way that will come across the way I want it to. Saying a bunch of proper names that the player of the game doesn't have context for doesn't actually make your world feel rich. It just makes the dialogue, like, feel inaccessible.
If it comes to that, I'm leaving you without a blink.
Oh yeah, like last time?
Those were different times, Marty, with a different Sonny.
By the way, do you think this looks like this is a bullet hole in the back of our, like, whatever the heck this thing is called? Do you think that's where he shot us, or is that an incidental injury? Because I don't know that you would bleed out from this. But I am not a chicken.
Well, all right. To the city, then.
You don't have to come with me, you know.
Okay, I know. Let's go. Sonny, there's a little problem.
I mean, isn't he supposed to be on duty on this day when other people wanted to take off? Like, if he just leaves suddenly, that seems like an issue, right? I don't know if that's what he's going to say, but that's the thought I have. Is it actually called the comb, or is that just like a thing that we humans call it because we're not chickens?
Not so little, and it smells, too. What the furry hell is Blood Boil doing here?
Well, it seems we can't avoid speaking to him.
Ooh, we could go back to the gun range and choose quit game for some reason.
Oh, yes, we can. You have your rifle with you, right?
What?
Just kidding. Sort of.
Why is it so hard to leave places in this game? Like, can't I just, like, objectively
We can't avoid
leave?
speaking with the chief first. And it would be nice to say goodbye to Monica, too.
But strictly speaking, I could leave, right? You need 5,000 points for an achievement. I think it was like 40 points off that, which kind of sucks.
We're leaving, sweetheart.
Stay safe, boys. I'm glad to see you two together again.
Then they kiss.
I'm afraid you're alone with that.
Hey, don't make me change my mind.
You won't, Marty. I bet you can't wait to get mixed up in some serious trouble again.
Yep, that's true.
I'm serious, boys. Be careful out there.
We're big birds,
Is it the
Monica.
purge?
We can take care of ourselves.
I mean, you're big birds in that you're taller than she, who is also a bird. And you're big birds in that you are birds the size of a human man. But you're not really big birds, you know? It absolutely runs through a rooster's comb. In fact, it's one of the most highly vascularized parts of their body. Do you just know that, Jakey? Or are you like a bird wizard?
Okay, but take care of each other, too.
Will do, Monica.
Yes, ma'am.
Honestly, I have a really bad feeling about this.
What a surprise. The two pigeons back together. And without my permission, of course.
Chief Bloodboil.
Damn.
What was that, Santino?
Nothing, sir. What a lovely evening. Am I right?
Look at him point.
I don't want to hear your crowing, Santino. What the hell are you doing here?
Hey, careful with the racist barking, old hound.
Oh, it's getting hot in here. Can we
So
just
hot.
skip this
So
part?
take off
It's
all
New
bird
Year's
clothes.
after all.
And you're on duty, if I'm not mistaken,
This
Martin.
would be the issue.
Where do you think you're going?
That's it, boss. To serve and protect. Sonny was in the neighborhood and stopped by to say hi. He's a cop too, right?
Only on paper, and you know that very well, Detective.
I don't want any trouble, boss. I just wanted to say hi to Monica, and then this feather pillow showed up. I invited him to grab a quick coffee. You can allow him that much, can't you?
Your coffee breaks usually end up in shooting or brawling, chickens.
Right, and what's the problem with that? Hasn't this private dick been making racist jokes the whole time? Yeah, I think so. It's a little hard to tell without more context of the world if all, like, pun-based things you say to an animal of the relevant species are considered off-color, or if some amount of that is just, like, how it do in a world filled with anthropomorphic animals.
Oh, just a coffee, boss. I swear. Oh, have a heart. It's New Year's Eve, and I haven't seen my old partner for so long.
Okay, now pop quiz. What kind of partner are they?
How touching. You shot him with a shotgun, if I remember.
Okay, I don't think that hole is from the shotgun blast. I think there would definitely be other marks on his head were that the case. Unless it was either barely a scratch or I don't even know, some like really specific occurrence.
Family quarrel.
For all the marrow bones of the world, get the hell out of my sight.
Have a lovely evening, boss.
You especially. Fuck off right now, Santino.
Well, that was kind of plan A, right? It's a timed event at the hotel. I'm gonna go to the hop dog and figure out what's going on.
The hop dog was like the last warning. You can still turn back. My eyes lingered on the sign. An enormous dog. Like a neon god with limitless power over cheap hot dogs, plastic hamburgers, and watered-down coffee.
What kind of
the
god
cold light
is that?
called me, but I didn't want to get out of the car. If we went in, we were all gonna be pancakes, kept together by cold syrup.
What's this metaphor?
Marty's worried look shook me out of my reverie. Oh, cluck. Was I talking to myself again?
If we went in, we were all gonna be pancakes, kept together by cold syrup. What is it? What does that mean? What's hop dog? Not much. What's hop with you, Jakey? Haha, got you. Pop quiz. What day does this game take place on? Tough one. I mean, I wish I could narrow it down, but see, the hop dog sign says that they're open all days, so it could be any day. Oh, it's like a refurbished Nighthawks. Why is there a sign over there for this? Fly guy.
Look at the poor bastard.
He's looking okay, Marty. Remember what we saw when we worked at the Hive?
Wild ones. Don't even remind me. Trying to forget that shit every day.
It's been even worse since. I guess you heard about the riots.
Who hasn't? You know, people are afraid that the Great Fire will happen again, and those hive houses are pretty flammable.
I don't speak of the devil, Marty. But to be honest, I have no idea how this insect matter can be solved.
I do. We just open the ghettos and let the insects live among us like they did for centuries.
Your heart is pure gold, buddy. But you know it's not that easy. Clawville isn't what it used to be.
This jam doesn't hit as hard as the title screen.
Hey, pal.
I don't know what Wildberry is. Count Zygo says Denny's better than IHOP, but then Demolition says Wildberry is better than all. Did you make that up? Oh, it's a Midwestern thing. I don't know. Honestly, I think... personally, and I know it's an unpopular opinion, but like, I think that Denny's and IHOP both have their strengths. You'll probably get a better food experience from a more specialized diner, but I enjoy both of them. I do think, though, that both of them are subject to their local staff, like I think IHOP in particular is dramatically influenced by how good their staff is. For whatever reason, I think Denny's is more consistent in its quality, but not necessarily always better. Fly Guy.
Can you hear me?
Is he deaf?
I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't understand what I'm saying.
Or he doesn't want to.
That's also very likely.
Did you go to IHOP during the weird IHOP phase where they did burgers? No. I did not go during that phase. I think I've had an IHOP burger before, like before they did that. I remember sort of being like, okay, edible, not particularly exciting. I used to go to IHOP a lot with my friends in high school, and one of my very close friends did not particularly like breakfast food. And so like didn't love that we would go to IHOP so much, but like would always like get like more dinner style stuff. So he'd get like burgers and things. Apparently there are collectibles in this game, and I got Fly in the Soup, detective story within a detective story. I wonder if that one also has a bunch of like flaccid world building that leads nowhere.
Poor Bug Eyes.
It says, did not particularly like breakfast food. Is your friend a human person? Debatable. I think most people who are my close friends, they could argue that like they're not a human person. They're some other kind of thing.
At least he's playing music. I mean, he's doing something. Most of the destitute take up drinking or drugs. Or worse.
There says, I eat breakfast so often it's also a dinner food. One thing that I would like I'm not really keen about cooking, especially as like a single like it's so hard to like properly cook something and have like reasonable like portion control to it. You either end up making like too much or you buy a bunch of ingredients for very little effort, you know, like, but like I do want to like get better at like actually cooking some breakfast food for myself.
You know about the light.
You mean the light the insects believe in?
Is there just like is there going to be a test? I feel like so much of this game just doesn't matter.
Yeah, their afterlife. If they want to go into the light, they set themselves on fire.
Yeah, I've heard that. Maybe it's not a bad way to go.
That depends on your point of view.
I want to say something and it's not going to come across as respectful. I'm not sure if that's okay or not. This game gives me the feeling that it was written by like a really inebriated furry. Like they just wanted to like stream of consciousness really hard and like depict a bunch of like anthropomorphic humanized animals. It does not seem like this was a story that was put together by someone who had like a mystery in mind or like had a really well thought out vision of like an animal filled world or whatever.
Poor Bug Eyes.
At least he's playing me.
Yeah, that depends.
They don't serve bugs here.
Of all that's furry.
Is this still a thing?
The situation's getting even worse, Marty. Have you heard how the young mothers of the Cobbler District are forced to make a living?
I guess I feel like this isn't horny enough to be made by furries. I mean, one, did you see that poster in the driving range? And for two, I mean, maybe they're like a sad drunk, but like they're definitely not in like a normal mindset.
I have no idea what goes on in the hive, Sonny. I don't think I want to know. But you're still gonna tell me, right?
Prostitution is the lesser evil. What's worse is that some folks have to sell their kids when they're still larvae.
Like, what? Like, am I crazy? Like, what is the deal with this game, man?
Wait, what? Why?
They pay a hefty sum for each of them downtown. They sell them as gourmet food in the most expensive restaurants.
Oh, I'm gonna be sick.
We made this city, Marty. Clawville didn't do this to itself. Don't ever forget that.
She says, I don't know, I like the writing and the voice. The voice acting is pretty good. I'm not super big on the
place
writing.
is deserted. Poor Zip.
You're right.
Yeah, the guy's middle name is Bad Luck.
That's for sure.
I got an achievement. I did it. Oh, some doodles? Great.
What insight? Well, that's a good question, pal.
See, I feel like, I don't know, the trailer gave me the impression that we're gonna, like, do some actual police work. Maybe I should just skip all the optional scenes? I don't know. But, like, it felt like we had more emphasis in the trailer on, like, the mystery of the colors and, like, the hard-boiled world. Like, I'm not a fan of the bleakness for its own sake. Like, I'm not a stranger to, like, dark humor or, like, grim world building, but, like, for me, it feels like it's at odds with, like, I mean, for one, the world building is not organic at all. Like, people just keep telling us how the world is. It's all tell, no show. But, like, I don't know. Like, I think the thing to do is, like, once we're done with this scene, like, let's not do any optional scenes until we have a sense that the game is happening. I know technically we'll miss out on content or something, but, like, if like nothing happens in this game, I don't know about how long we will play it. Let's play My City is on Fire because we were talking about the bugs lighting themselves on fire. That's insanely loud. Why would that be so loud? Is that music on the voiceover track? Why would that be so loud? Explain it to me. Why is the voiceover in the cutscenes on the music track, and when I touch a jukebox, it's like screaming at me from the voiceover track?
And voila, the master himself.
Dramatic effect? Why would that be dramatic effects? Bad effects?
What a finch.
Sonny, he's a pigeon, not a finch.
Don't make me angry, Marty.
Okay, I was only joking.
I'm gonna talk to this raccoon.
He sure didn't get any younger.
Or prettier.
You think he's still mad at us?
Frankly, Marty, I don't give a damn.
See what they did there?
Hello, boys. Now, get the hell out of here while I'm asking nicely.
Hey, is that how you greet two old friends?
Hey, I'm not joking, Sonny. I got a shotgun under the bar.
No, you don't, because if you had, we'd arrest you here and now.
He's also got, I mean, I suppose they're supposed to emulate raccoon hands, but he's got real long fingernails on those human hands with the tattoos on them.
If there's still life in you when you're full of buckshot.
It's going well so far.
We're just here for a coffee, Zip, okay? Like old times.
Nothing's like old times. Haven't you noticed?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, it's quite noticeable.
Shit. All right. And where'd you blow in from?
We haven't been anywhere yet, but we're going somewhere.
Everybody's going somewhere, right?
What a pointless interlude.
Tell me, how much do you know, Zip?
That depends. How deep is it?
Bottom of the well kind. Goes down around Ibn Wessler.
Holy hell! Wessler? You've dipped your wings in deep shit, boys.
We literally haven't even talked to our stupid partner chicken about this situation.
If you've got anything on him, don't keep it to yourself. We'd be grateful.
Grateful? Maybe you're not gonna trash my joint this time, eh? You know, Ibn's acting strange nowadays. He always believed that if you want something done, you do it yourself. That's how it was for years anyway.
And?
But now, he left his real estate, the fish racing clubs, the casinos, and the bars to his right-hand man, Mongrel Mick. And ever since, he's been kinda weird. Bottomed out. Brooding in the seediest joints of the city. Nobody ever knew him to be like this. Weird, huh?
Yeah, weird. Do you think it's about a lady?
Or fish not sapien? I mean, I want to pretend it's that stupid joke that I like where it's like, magic exists in this world, but not vampires. Don't be an idiot. It's like all the people are animals, but fish are just fish.
It's always about a lady.
Well, there is a woman.
Sago says, why does your partner, parentheses, implication ambiguous, have such a bigger head than you? Probably cowboy reasons based on the partnership.
I knew it.
But not like you think.
Is this gonna cost much?
Only a favor, like the good old days.
Are we gonna do something?
Okay, I'm in.
Ask about the Czar Club? I don't think I understand this interface.
I've got to say, you've revamped the joint pretty well.
Yeah, after you trashed it, I had to.
Look, I'm sorry, Zip. That ocelot and his gorilla.
Baboon, not gorilla.
Whatever.
Sonny, what's your beak?
So you owe me one until about the end of time. But I'd settle for you washing up here for a few years after retirement, Sonny.
Mind your tongue, furball.
Ha!
Have you ever been to that place?
Of course, 100 times. Everyone who matters in this city's been there. Sorry, guys. But then, it had a different name and a different owner.
Business affairs, right?
Yeah, that was the dark era, Sonny. I don't want to talk about it.
Roger that. So, Ibn's gone insane.
Love will kill you in the end, they say.
Seems like everyone's in a poetic mood today.
You're one to talk, by the way.
Huh? Why?
Eh? What was that conversation? Previously, you told us that, like, this crazy gangster's been acting weird recently, and we're like, so he's acting weird, and then, like, nothing more came of it. Like, the whole point of the conversation was just, like, reiterating something that was already said without adding to it.
So, about that woman. Is she really that dangerous?
What woman isn't, huh?
No, Zip. I mean, really dangerous.
She's got the most influential gangster of the city wrapped around her finger. She calls him her little furball. How dangerous do you think she is?
So they need longer, more in-depth, in dialogue with momentum, or trim down the sidebar info. I mean, I definitely, like, I personally don't think we have a very good balance of, like, attempted world building. Like, the flow of the dialogue just feels awful to me. Like, there's so much... Flowery isn't the right word, but it's like the noir equivalent of, like, flowery language. It's like, look how, like, gross and gritty everything is. But, like, to a point of what feels to me like genuine absurdity, where it's like, the words start losing all meaning, and it's just like, is like the sense I get from the dialogue.
You didn't get any younger, pal.
You're telling me? You look like you haven't had a good night's sleep since forever.
To be honest, I've never had a good night's sleep in my life.
You will when the big sleep comes.
And what are your plans? Dying behind the bar?
Of course. You got a better idea?
A couple, yeah. But somehow this suits you.
You know what? Your mother's a goat.
He's talking way too long, and none of it sounds true at all.
Wasn't he supposed to ask me for a favor? I can't, like...
That Natasha's a mysterious woman. A real cursed jewel, if you ask me. She came out of nowhere 2 or 3 years ago and landed on the stage of the Millions almost immediately.
Is that so?
I don't know what the stage of the Millions is.
She's got a fantastic voice. Makes men go crazy. But we all know that's not what's important. Then suddenly, bam! She got the whole club. Just like that. But we know exactly how it was.
I almost wish all of this character's dialogue was this. It's just like, something, but we all know what that means. And then just like not elaborate on it over and over again.
I can imagine, yeah. Since then, it operates under the name the Tsar Club, right?
The old click is still clicking, right? Yeah, the club was renamed and remodeled. Everyone knows she was Ibn's lover, but she's not your usual canary. She didn't get involved in Ibn's dirty dealings.
Yeah, I mean, currently this is largely my problem. Keen says, makers of this game are really leaning into the noir tropes. It's intriguing, but I honestly couldn't tell you anything about the game other than the name and general vibe. Yeah, I mean, this game is like 100% like style and 0% substance. Like there's like nothing beneath the surface of this game. And like I get the appeal of the surface, like the ambient music, the environments, like they're cool, they're very noir-ish, but like I mean, it's supposed to be like a narrative focused game, and there's like none story, and the characters don't have a lot of depth and aren't very interesting to me. I don't know.
Then how exactly does she fit into the picture?
Check this. A few months ago, the old rat pulled out of his own businesses and gave control to Mongrel Mick and his mob.
Mongrel Mick? Doesn't sound familiar.
Mick the Marauder ring a bell?
Damn, that little
More
monkey
nicknames.
came this far?
I think that little shit took advantage of Ibn not being himself.
Which has something to do with this Natasha, right?
That's my guess.
Thanks for the straight dope, Zip. We owe you one.
Thanks for the straight dope, Zip. Chat, did we fumble picking this over Tales Noir? I don't know. I don't know if that game would be... It's definitely less apparent substance. Or certainly a different style.
One. You owe me the price of a new coffee shop, remember?
Okay. Whatever you need. Just call us.
I clucking will.
Thanks, pal.
Wait, the favor's just like amorphous? Like it's not plot? There's still nothing happening?
I'm not your pal, Marty.
I'm gonna lose my mind. Am I supposed to order something?
You still don't eat meat, old man?
I'm a rooster, a chicken. Why the hell would I eat meat?
I don't mean real meat. I'm not a lunatic. But a meat substitute? There's about 10 different kinds. Have you never tried any of them?
Why would I? If I don't eat meat, why would I eat a substitute?
Because you can. That's the point.
Wild gods, Marty. Stop being such a sheep. Do you fall for those adverts?
Substitute isn't meat, Sonny. And if it's tasty, why wouldn't I eat it?
I don't care what you eat. But don't be surprised when you lose all your feathers or you try to bite off your own leg one day.
I wonder if they have Soylent Green in this universe. Or if they would care that it's people. So let me get this straight. I came here to this place so that we could get a cup of coffee before going on our adventure. we came in here, a bunch of talking occurred. The loudest jukebox in all of reality exists. And he was like, I'll only answer your questions if you do me a favor. And so he answers all my questions and I don't do him a favor and I leave. Do I have that right? Did I understand the scene?
The door didn't look like this last time.
Yeah, because last time you tore it out and beat that baboon with it.
Oh, yeah. I remember now. So that's why Zip remodeled the whole place.
He had to. We didn't leave much of it standing.
If I didn't know how nice we are, I'd almost hate ourselves.
Are we the baddies?
Welcome to the club, partner.
Alright, guess I'm gonna... So there's 2 necessary scenes. Wait, what can I still do at the... No, I'm going to the Czar Club. Something might happen there. I don't think anything's gonna happen if I go back to the police department. It's gonna be super quiet.
And the intoxicated madness kicked in.
I hate this.
We could only crawl along Shalva
Just put it on the voiceover track.
toward downtown. The city's heart beat differently. Ancient buildings were defaced by neon signs and billboards, like half-drunk lovers on a fine leather sofa. Great old houses neighbored by garish modern blocks. A place that makes the head hurt. The Tsar's huge neon sign was visible for miles. A blazing red sign advertised tonight's main attraction, the amazing Natasha. Cops were never welcomed at places like this. I hoped we were too late for the show. We had to be inconspicuous, but it was never easy with this bird mountain by my side.
Psycho says, I'm not probably this
So
again
this
video game.
is the famous Tsar Club.
Cutscene is quiet and I turn up the volume and then it will end and you'll hurt me again. Yep. I have known some games in the past to do this. I truly don't understand why you would ever do it this way. I don't know why you would I don't know why you make separate audio balance tracks for music and dialogue and then like put dialogue on music or vice versa, which this game has done both, which is exceptionally weird. I don't know why you do that. I don't know why you're like, well, if they want to be able to hear the dialogue over the music, then let me make sure that I put important dialogue on the music that they're going to put really quiet so they can't hear it. Like, who is doing this? Psycho says, can I make a super specific nitpick? I do not like it when black and white media does the thing where one thing is in color. I think it's tacky and lame and looks bad. That's like a tepid take. I think it kind of depends on how it's used and whatever. I mean, from what little I know of this game, it's not that one thing is in color, it's that the world used to be in color and like the fall of society as a metaphor has drained all the color out of the world. I don't know if it goes deeper than that, but like it's implied that maybe there's like a specific reason or something.
More like infamous, Marty. It's not for our kind, that's for sure. And I don't mean that they don't like foul here.
Well, at least we don't have to be afraid that they see you as a detective, Boss Bird.
Very funny, Marty.
No, I think we should worry about that. I don't know that they care about the technicalities of our situation.
So what are we gonna do now?
We find Natasha, the broad who sent me the message, remember? But first we need to get into the club. And Marty, please, don't monkey this up.
But I'm a chicken goddess, you beef jerky.
Excuse me? On behalf of the well-respected and noble primate community of Clawville?
Oh, just cut it out.
Cut the crap, Marty. Let's focus on what we're here for, okay?
Yeah, Sin City is something that did... I feel like Sin City had sort of mixed results because it was kind of vignettes. I feel like some of them were effective and some of them not. Psycho says, I'm worried that the cat lady character will be hot. I mean, I feel like that's definitely got to be the intention. Will you really be surprised by that?
As you say, Boss Bird.
There's a Sin City sequel? Yes! I don't remember it having Lady Gaga in it, but sure, that maybe is true. I saw both of them in theaters. I remember thinking when the second one came out, like, I don't really remember the first one, but I still enjoyed the second one, even not really remembering much about the first one. Wait, is this our friend?
Hey, that's your old friend, right? Wait, what was his name? Lawrence? Lamar? No, Liam.
Lewis. Yes, it's him.
To be honest, Sonny, I always thought that guy's not all there in the head.
Nobody's perfectly sane in Clawville, Marty. But if not for this old rabbit, I wouldn't be here today.
Should I thank him for that?
Or kill him for it?
You're reading my mind, boss.
Why are you here?
Sonny, my dear friend.
Hi, Lewis. This is my partner. But I'm sure you already know.
You have no idea how happy I am to meet you, Mr. Marty. I'm a big admirer of your work.
Pleasure's all mine, Lawrence.
Lawrence? Anyways, so, the legendary Chicken Police back together? Isn't it amazing news?
Don't ruffle my feathers, Lewis. Those days are long gone. We're just here for the entertainment. Or something like that.
I see. Well, that's a shame.
See you inside?
I have something to do, my pal, but I'll try to make it for the main event.
I think the idea that they're going for is that the rabbit has a stutter because rabbits' mouths are, like, always moving, but, like, I don't care. It just feels weird. I'm not digging it.
Okay then. Catch you later, pal.
I'm not gonna talk to the stork lady. Can I?
That fella's built like a brick shithouse. I don't think we'll be able to just sneak past him.
Wanna bet?
Not today, Marty. Remember, we must avoid suspicion.
Okay. No trouble. I get it. It's okay, Bertha. Maybe next time.
What was that?
Nothing. Just the wind.
Did you bring Big Bertha with you?
No, I brought Little Bertha, who's still quite big.
Gods, no. What are you thinking? What idiot would bring a shotgun to a club?
Was that a rhetorical question?
Okay, I'm gonna try not to look at or interact with anything that isn't essential.
Jeez, look at that guy.
That's not a guy. That's a demon. Straight from the dog-eared pages of a cheap detective novel.
That's why do we need to sneak past the guard? Were we not literally invited to a meeting with this lady? We were, but also the whole confusing mess of that conversation was that, like, the reason that we had to send, like, a messenger is because her boyfriend can't know that, like, a private detective is, like, coming to talk to her or something.
Yeah, I bet his name's Bill.
Nah, he's definitely a Bob.
$5 for Bill?
Okay, I'm in. Howdy, pal.
Gentlemen, how can I help you on this wonderful, chilly night?
We're expected in the VIP lounge.
My apologies, but I don't remember ever seeing you gentlemen here before. May I ask?
Stop right there, big guy. I get it. Yeah, I know exactly how this works. So what do you have to do to get in?
Nothing's easier, sir. Are you on the list?
The list? Yeah, I've,
Bluff, like, critical fail. I, belong here. I will be candid.
Don't tell me you forgot.
I'm afraid I did, Marty. Sorry, big guy, but I'm pretty sure we're not on the list tonight.
That's a shame. I'm really sorry, sirs. In that case, you can't come in.
Nailed it. Game's finally getting off to a blazing start.
Yeah, right. Thanks.
My pleasure, gentlemen.
New function, ask. Okay, let's ask about the rabbit, for some reason that is unknown to me.
Say, big guy, you know Mr. Lewis Hayworth?
But of course, Mr. Hayworth is an impeccable gentleman.
and also a frequent visitor of the club.
Is that so? Good to know. And?
I'm afraid that is all, monsieur.
I don't want to show him my badge. That's how I get dead or something, right?
Look, Lewis, that bouncer over there.
Well, yes. He is a bit intimidating, but his manners are impeccable. Am I right?
Yes, indeed, but it seems tonight we're not on his list.
Why is the ram French? Because all rams are... Listen, Zacula. You tried showing him the shotgun? Not yet, I haven't.
Oh, I see. Oh, I get it. I get it. You'd like to go in, but he won't let you.
Hey, here, I offer you this challenge, Chat. Can you think of a single direct, like, conversational element that has happened a single time in this game? That someone has, like, merely said what they wanted and were met with a reasonable response? Or has, like, asked a question and gotten a direct answer? Has that happened, like, even one time? Like, we couldn't even ask this rabbit, who is our close friend, for help. We had to, like, roughly insinuate that he already should be helping us or some ridiculous thing by just, like, clearing our throat at him.
Yeah, something like that.
No problem at all. Come with me. I'll talk to him.
Much obliged,
Shall we
pal.
sculpt some flesh friends, then?
I think that would be an adequate strategy to get in the club. I do.
Yeah, thanks, Bunny.
Excuse me.
Ah, jeez, what the hell's wrong with you, Marty?
What?
I honest to God can't tell what this game interprets as, like, racism. Because, like, some of it just seems like referring to animals, and some of it is just like, whoa, you refer to me as an animal.
Thunderbolt.
How'd you do?
Everything's fine, Mr. Aworth.
Good. Look, this noble pair of pigeons are my friends. They're on the list, okay?
It's Philo Pennyworth.
I mean, he is certainly a chicken of some renown. I suppose we could have just given that as an alias, right? Be like, oh, you're that chicken who's famous in Germany.
The one sitting over there is Halara Nightmare.
And as for you, you owe me one, gentlemen.
Thanks, old pal.
I gotta say, we're cashing in, like, an insane number of favors to just, like, talk to our client for a job we haven't, like, technically accepted yet. I feel like we're in way too deep.
It was my pleasure to help you, as always.
The jazz overwhelmed us. There was no band in sight, yet the music seeped from the walls like years of cigarette smoke and the smell of spilt whiskey. Behind the bar, rows of fancy bottles reflected the harmonious voices of pretty dames and the clinking of crystal glass. It was the kind of place that makes you drunk, even if you've never had a sip. A dangerous place for someone like me. No matter how alien I felt, it was strangely like coming home. Welcome to the Tsar. Well, here we are.
That goes this quote, the music seeped in from the walls. Dude, that's just speakers. Good night, Keen, who observes, glad we finally solved something approaching a puzzle before I had to go. I mean, I guess you could call it that.
Mother of...
I take you to the nicest places, eh, sweetheart?
Oh, does it mean you're buying, honey?
Don't even think about it.
These guys are partners.
Oh, men these days. So, we're here to find a dame called Natasha.
Things I feel like we should have established clearly before going in here.
I have a hunch she won't be hard to find. Let's mingle and try to avoid suspicion.
Just like always.
No, Marty, not like always. This time it's for real.
Oh my god, do I have to talk to like 1,000 new characters and learn their 80 nicknames in order to advance? Alright, chat, pick an animal. That horse is wild. Check out that mane on that horse. You got like horse, like falcon, rabbit, server lady. Got like cheetah, deer, ferret, cow and fox. Llama, I don't know what, maybe a goat. and then like a cheetah or something, and then like 1,000 movie like. I feel like whoever wrote this game like just wanted to do like the codex of this game. They didn't actually want to tell a story or write characters. Alright, I will respond in sequence to these options.
2 whiskeys, kid, and no horsing around.
See, is that okay? Like, serious question, not trying to make anyone have the worst day at their job or anything, but is that racist or is that just like playful banter? I can't tell. We haven't set a boundary. Sometimes they'll say something and be like, "Whoa, buddy, them's fighting words," and then like they'll say something like equally inoffensive, and they'll be like, "Ha ha."
I've never heard that one before.
Okay, like either soft racist or not racist, because he didn't get big mad.
Sonny, you gotta drive, you know?
Yeah, you're right, Marty. Hey, Longface, give me a glass of tap water too, okay?
Okay, that one has to be racist. There's no shot.
Yes, sir. Coming right up. That wasn't exactly what I meant.
As I recall, you're always bragging about hiding your shotgun in your coat so well, no one can see it.
Sure. Maybe I have it with me now. What?
Why did that come up? That wasn't organic to anything we were doing or talking about.
Well, do you see that bottle, Marty? That's a 28-year-old Golden Eagle whiskey.
Of all the furry gods, you're right.
This totally common to the genre? No, I think you misunderstand Mystery. The thing I'm objecting to isn't the fact that, like, there would be racism in this game. It's that the game hasn't portrayed what the line is between what is and isn't racism. So a line of dialogue will pass, and I will have no idea if the intended response as the player of the game is to be like, "Oh my god, I can't believe he said that. That other guy's gonna be pissed." Or if it's gonna be like, "Haha, chicken joke." Like, I don't know.
And they've just left it on the bar. Someone ordered it, got so drunk he forgot all about it. So...
Ocean says, "Sorry, it's very hard to hide a full barrel shotgun." That sounds like quitter talk.
So we're confiscating it as evidence.
Yeah, well, more like stealing it. But if it's easier for you...
You're twisted, pal. But to be honest, I've no objections. Look, Sonny, I know it's not my place, but...
I got an achievement for
Laura's
that.
father went to that guy when his, problems had gone too far.
I didn't realize you could actually see my achievements. I guess I am capturing monitor because it's one of those games that like doesn't work if you do any other type of capture.
You're treading on thin ice, Marty.
No, I just... Look, fellas at the station are talking, you know? All kinds of things. Moses, Plato, Bosco,
Other
and the
religious
others.
historical figures.
Talking, eh? About what? About why Blood Boil took my badge? About what an untrustworthy alcoholic wreck I am?
I mean, at least we're like kind of trying to do actual character development, but it's like completely inorganic to the setting and the scene that we're in.
Look, I'm sorry, it doesn't matter.
Good, and let it stay that way.
At least we're cracking this one together, yeah?
See, is that like racist? I mean, it shouldn't be, but like it sounds like the type of thing that keeps setting these guys off.
Sure, Marty.
Okay. Someone said, okay, cheetah and then goat. Yeah, I mean, I'm personally. Oh wait, I can't even talk directly to the cheetah, but the cheetah's like the thing that like most caught my attention when we like dumped out onto this screen. I mean, I guess I'll talk to the deer and hopefully they get involved.
Where the hell is Natasha?
Well, let's ask that stud over there with those nice gals.
That guy looks way too horny for my taste.
I don't even know if that was intentional.
So, where the hell is Natasha?
Wait, the replay doesn't just replay the current line? It like backs up to the start of the conversation? That's so weird. That's such a weird way to do that.
Well, let's ask that stud over
that guy looks way too horny for my taste.
Like, I just wanted to hear that again because it was kind of funny. I had to list out like 2 other lines of that. What the heck? Who designed this game? They're making me mad. Their choices are all confusing and weird.
Oh man, your sense of humor is bad as ever.
You just need to get used to it again.
What?
See, now he's just overtly making 5-star Christmas noises. Can I, like, not actually?
He looks like a coat hanger to me.
That was actually worse than the previous joke.
I try.
This is the life, huh? What's this guy?
He looks like...
Wow, okay, nothing of interest was gained. Shocked.
Oh no, I'm making him horny.
And apparently I missed this, but there's just like no hitbox for either the llama or the goat. Dude, this place sucks.
A fox is a wolf who sends flowers.
Guys, I'm tired. I'm tired.
What?
Oh, nothing. I read it somewhere.
Fascinating. I didn't know you could read.
Ha ha ha. Very funny. Remember that old case with the fox and the raven?
How could I even forget?
Absurd, right? All that bloodshed for a piece of cheese.
Yeah, we've all been there.
Yeah. Hunger can bring out the monster in animals, right?
And the wildest and most primordial instincts, no matter how civilized they seem.
As you say, Marty. This guy is certainly not a gangster henchman.
I mean, his hitbox even says henchman on it.
Of course he's not.
I can't even talk to him. I'm not sure I understand this game's like whole deal. I guess I'll talk to this guy because he's like the only thing I can talk to.
Hey, there's Filmar.
Who? Oh, yes. Filmar. Because that's what he calls himself, right?
You know him well?
We had some seriously wild cases together, yes. Mainly in Averia, way before Clawville. Another place and another life.
Sounds good. Like the blurb of some cheap pulp fiction book.
Yeah, it was the exact opposite. But the old bird's worth saying hi to.
You sure about that? There's a lot of useless dialogue in this game. By the way, I would love to draw your attention to the animation of the bartender horse. That's interesting. That sure is a specific style and look. It's some sort of thing. Him wiping that glass. That 2-frame animation. God, the room is just like drifting without me even like touching the mouse. That's really unsettling. All right, I guess I'll talk to Filmar.
Well, well. If it isn't the great detective, Marlowe.
Blow me, Sonny. You know I don't use that name anymore.
Okay, Mr. Dumbass alias Filmar Lowe.
Very clever wordplay.
So says someone who tried to go undercover with a Feather Pillow Mafia is a turkey. Right, Mr. Turk Cayman?
That's not a good commando name.
Hey, that was a long time ago. I was young.
And I stick to my principles and my stupidity. Filmar Lowe, and that's that. Don't rile me up, you old fart.
Okay, fair enough. Sorry, I'm a little clucked tonight.
Think we're at 5 clucks?
I know the feeling, pal.
5 clucks to the
way,
wind? Is that
what
something?
are you two doing here? You stick out a bit. Are you here for a good old-fashioned beating?
Interesting notion that you would go someplace to get beat up. Does Fight Club exist in this world?
We stick out. Man, you look terrible. Like someone who sat on an electric pole.
Don't even ask. I feel exactly like that.
I know it's exactly like that because that's what happened to me. I sat on an electric pole.
You want a case?
5 feet tall, half of that legs. Angelic voice, demonic eyes, just the usual.
Oh boy.
And you?
Something like that. Just don't know the exact numbers yet. A dame named Natasha. She called us here. If I'm not mistaken, the joint is hers.
Yeah, she owns the joint, amongst others. Well, good luck, guys. That broad has a reputation. She's not the kind to toy with, if you know what I mean.
Any useful information?
For free?
Stop clucking around, Filmar.
Increment the cluck counter?
All right, but just because of the old days. Look for me after you've talked to her. You wouldn't understand what I have to say about her before then. Don't leave unless you're thrown out, in which case, you know the drill. We don't know each other, I'll deny you in a blink.
Good to see you too, old pal. We'll be back.
Okay, I advanced the plot? What the heck just happened? Oh, that's the guy.
That woman with Ibn, I think I know her from somewhere.
I have to admit that I'm really distressed. I was kind of hoping that I could, like, get to whatever scene introduces what's her face, cat's up, the cat lady. But it's just game is really tedious, man.
Maybe in your dreams, pal.
Isn't that?
Yes, it is. The great Ibn Wessler, in the flesh. So much for our incognito.
You think he noticed us?
Only if he's not entirely blind.
Great.
I mean, if he already knows who we are, then this plan was, like, never gonna work, right? I don't understand. Can't, like, I could talk to Ibn? Isn't the whole point that I'm, like, not supposed to talk to Ibn? Why is that even, like, an option? Is there, like, a save function in this game, like, at all, by the way? I guess it auto-saves, because, like... Alright, Ibn.
Just act nonchalant, my friend.
No, it can't be.
What now?
Is that Olivia?
No, Marty.
Hey, Olivia.
Are you talking to me?
It's me, Marty McChicken.
Real original name.
Oh, God.
What a pleasant surprise. The Roaster Copper's in person.
Vasco emotions intensify. What was the plan? What are the rules? What are we doing here if, like... I don't get
Chicken police. But yeah, Mr. Wessler, you could say so. The name's...
Sunny Featherland, of course. Chicken Police. Your partner is, he is...
He just introduced himself. His name is literally Mac Chicken.
Marty McChicken, sir. I just introduced myself to your lady companion seconds ago.
Do you think Marty has that same condition that the CSI...
That's Nicholas St. Kringle, the well-known toy tycoon.
Yeah, I'm struggling to remember his name, despite the recent introduction, you know? Could it be...
The Internet Wizard!
Ooh, maybe he's the Internet Wizard. That might help out.
Oh, yeah. I'm so happy to see you.
Hello, boys.
So, to what do we owe this pleasure, gentlemen?
Yeah, so, we were, just in the neighborhood, and...
That's a good one, because they're birds. You get it?
Cut the crap, Marty. All right, we're here for your sweetheart, Natasha.
Isn't this explicitly, like, the one thing we weren't supposed to do? And it's, like, the only way to advance the plot? Like, I know I've been griping about this since we started, but, like, this actually makes me really annoyed. It's like the only, like, truly the only thing I know to be true about my entire mission is that I shouldn't do this exact thing. Like, I literally don't know any other thing about the mission other than don't do this.
Oh, I see.
No big deal. Just a blackmail thing. You know, horrifying threats written on the wall with blood-red paint. The usual stuff.
Oh, yeah, indeed. It's, nasty business. But I didn't know Natasha hired a detective because of this simple matter. But to be honest, I understand. I would have taken matters into my own hands, you see. But I'm kind of busy.
Mr. Wessler had a meeting with Attorney General Hamtaro yesterday, so...
Hamtaro?
If you would excuse us.
Hamtaro, like the hamster from the anime Hamtaro?
Oh, dear Olivia, it's okay. These gentlemen are just doing their job, right? And if I've heard correctly, they're notoriously thorough. So, how can I help you?
We've got a few questions, if you don't mind.
I'm at your service.
Okay, I regret to inform you that I think I might be done with this game. I just, that really got me. Of like, we spent all this time, and like the only information we've been given at all is like, come meet Natasha at the club. Please just don't talk to Mouse McEvil. And like, we show up and we're like, hey, it's Mouse McEvil. Why don't we introduce ourselves to him and tell him that we're here to talk to his girlfriend? What was the point of any, like, if this was gonna be the way that we got introduced to these characters, then what was the point of any of that initial confusing conversation? Like, I am not relating to this, like, at all. Like, I'm trying to give this an honest to goodness shot, but I genuinely am having like an awful time playing this game. Like, I respect what we did here. The atmosphere is great. The voice acting is solid. Some of the characters better than others, but it's solid, man. The story is god awful. The world building is not very good. The pace, I mean, you could argue some of that is self-inflicted, but like, I'm just trying, like, I don't know what's important and what's not until the game like teaches me. And like, I still like, I haven't even had a conversation with the client that like starts the game, man. Like, I'm basically like pre-tutorial, man. I don't think this is it, man. I mean, listen, if you are enjoying this, power to you. Devilish says he might do his own playthrough. Have fun, have at it. Let me know if it gets better. But like, based on this experience, like, I am not really enjoying this, and I don't think that we're going to make measurable progress in the immediate enough future that I feel like I want to go especially late. I've got a lot of stuff to do this weekend. Sorry to disappoint if that is a disappointment, but I am not meshing with this. Where's our attention? Didn't see you come in. I think you know that earlier when you said they're interested in writing a codex more than a game. That's definitely my feeling. Because like I definitely get the sense that like they are interested in this world that they've created. But like, they're not interested in like having that information be conveyed via dialogue or via the actions of characters or things that like traditionally would happen in a game like this that is focused around a narrative and doesn't have other gameplay. They just want to write a story about a world where the chickens are police, and like, cool, but like, if the game is just people saying confusing stuff to each other until they do like the exact opposite of what they're supposed to do, and then just say vaguely racist things to each other, like, it's not for me. Zeko says, my main takeaway from this stream is that 5-Star Christmas is a great movie that everyone should go and watch. Nah, I mean, like, literally put on any other random Christmas movie and you're likely to have a better experience than 5-Star Christmas. Like, what is the crime we're trying to solve? No, mystery. We don't know. We don't know what okay, so what we were told by the lady in the beginning is that like someone left vaguely threatening messages for the cat lady who we still haven't managed to meet. And we don't know a lot of specifics about that because we haven't met the client. Like there's just so many insane choices to me. Like, I mean, my sister was talking about this on her own stream like very recently, and she got like a bunch of like review codes for like being part of the BAFTA voting commission. I don't know the correct terminology, but like, you know, she'll talk about how like little time you have to like hook a player because there's like so many other things they could do. They could just buy another game, they could go watch a TV, they could go fly a kite, they could kick rocks. There's so many things you could do in this world. And like after this much time, like I haven't met a single character that I like. I've barely interfaced with the story. The world building is mostly just like reading people like talk about stuff that's not happening. I still haven't finished Pokemon ZA, man. I got stuff to do. I'd rather go. I would rather go rewatch 5-Star Christmas. Let's see if second one literally does first hour gameplay. I don't think I noticed that. There's the hot take. Yeah, I think that's it, and that's legitimate. I think I would rather go watch 5-Star Christmas right now, which like isn't the worst movie I've ever seen, but is objectively, actively quite bad and frustrating. I would rather watch that than play another equivalent amount of time in this video game. Oh, that's interesting. Ruben says, I love Noir and really wanted to like this game. Got a little bit further than you, but not much. I honestly really appreciate you sharing that. Because, like, I'll say this. I don't think I was as invested in Chicken Police as chat was when they picked that as, like, the #1 Giftmas game. But, like, I was still interested in it. Like, it is a unique style. The noir elements are definitely there. But, like, I mean, look at it this way. Here's another perspective you could possibly consider this from. So, like, we've played through roughly, like, a feature film length of video game, even sort of including my intro rant. In that time, you could have just watched a really good noir movie, and you would have gotten, like, all sorts of story and world building and characters. But, like, instead, we did this, which is fine. Like, I enjoyed doing the stream, but, like, I'm at my limit. We absolutely stomped on any remaining enthusiasm I had by being like, hello, main villain. Why don't I introduce myself and tell you exactly what I'm doing? Demotion says, I like the dialogue in terms of item touching, and it was funny, but I put it down since it didn't pull me in. And here's the thing. It's not that there's no merit to anything in this game. I'm not trying to say that. But, like, I think, you know, it didn't pull you in is exactly the thing, right? I think if the story was happening or the characters were compelling, which are, like, two of my bigger complaints about the way this game is being handled, there's a much better shot that you get invested in it. I mean, like, it is, like... I sort of, because I was trying to keep an open mind, I did not go fully off about this. But that whole, like, introductory interrogation with that lady in your office is, like, baffling to me. It makes no sense at all. Where, like, instead of trying to, like, hook you on the game and, like, giving you the details of the case and making you really want to know what's going on, like, you just play this, like, insane game of, like, invisible, like, verbal tag, where it's just sort of like, I'm suspicious of you. I'm equally suspicious of you. And, like, nothing of value is gained. Nothing happens. We don't learn anything. We don't meet any interesting characters. And then the game kind of just starts. Like, I mean, an editor would definitely help. But, like, I think something like this is it's more like we need like a narrative director or like a story writer. Like, we need someone to give like a driving focus to the gameplay, because like the world is here and there's like a talented voice cast that like could definitely make a competent game. Like, there's enough art assets here for a real game, but like there's nothing to draw you in as a video game playing experience, because there's like none gameplay, none story. Like, unless you just want to hear like gravelly people make animal puns, which like maybe that's literally all you want on this earth. And if that's the case, go buy Chicken Police. It's amazing for that. But, like, as a video game, it's not for me, man. All dialogue should lead forward or be cut. Like, I'm fine with there being a little bit of flavor text, but like, I feel like they've inverted the relationship between like acceptable amount of flavor text and like game critical dialogue. Of like, there should be a little flavor text as a treat, but like most of the game should be like in service of the story and characters and world building. And it's like the opposite. It's like there's barely any of that, and then just like an absolute ton of flavor text. It's like in the Birdman scene. I knew the guy. He was a nice guy. I knew him well. You could cut 2 of those 3. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Also, front-loading a bunch of tutorials and having hours of gameplay where the tutorialized mechanics never come up is a surefire way to make sure your players retain none of that tutorial stuff. Definitely agree with that, Zacula, for sure. Like, that is also, like, a very real, like, issue. Is, like, by the time I come around again to my second, like, questioning segment, I'm, like, not gonna... What little I gathered from the initial tutorial one is certainly lost to me after, like, talking to the raccoon 1,000 times about how I wrecked up the joint without, like, actually learning anything new of interest about what happened in that incident or actually learning anything about the characters or just anything of use. Yeah, honestly, like, that could be really helpful in a game of this style too. Demolition is like a different icon that lets you know of like this, like, because like the concept's already in the game, right? Like, you have scenes that are like, this scene is important, you have to do it. You don't have to talk to the raccoon guy. It seemed like it was going to be interesting, and I was wrong, and I apologize for that. But like, they clearly understand that like some things are essential and some aren't. And if you just make it sort of the case that was like, all right, talk to this Falcon guy, he advances the plot. Don't look at this goat. He's not important. But like, yeah, I mean, supplemental plot would help the main. I mean, like, we don't even have a supplemental plot. Like, a supplemental plot would like tie together some of this like loose world building stuff, but like we don't have that. It's not what we're doing. I don't know. I mean, again, I'm sorry to disappoint if you really want me to power through this. I don't see us having a particularly good time trying to play through more of this. It like if other people like play through enough of the game to like convince me that like it really gets better like pretty soon, or if people like really want to see more, we could talk about it. But like, I'm not jiving, man. What would have helped the plot was like happening at all. I mean, I'm inclined to agree, but I've been really trying to rein in me just like making blanket statements that sound mean because people work really hard on video games. Like, people clearly worked on this game, and a lot of stuff they did is good, but like, I just feel like none of the people who were making the creative decisions like understood how important the story was to a game like this, and like they were just excited to sketch animals and write the codex. Oh yes, thank you to Demolition for gifting a sub to Ribbons of Intention. Thank you to everyone for hanging out. Regrettably, this is our last stream of the calendar year, unless something insane happens, in which case I'll let you know on ye old Discord. Like I said, whatever relevant thing comes of the whole debacle with the free Blizzard, I'll update you on Discord. It seems important to your interests. You love the penguin. I'm glad you love the penguin. I have lots of Christmas themed friends. Phil Marlowe. Yeah. There's a decent amount.
Did someone say birthday?
Oh, did someone say birthday? I mean, I mentioned something about the end of the year, but maybe it's someone's birthday. Can we end this on a Christmas donut? What do you say, chat? We want to donut it up? Yeah. So with the holidays, my sister is visiting starting this weekend. I mean, plans are really amorphous at this moment, other than the fact that I if I can manage, I gotta try and get my stupid Blizzard. But yeah, it's unlikely that I will be able to stream again, to the point that I would just say, like, I intend and expect this to be the last one of the year. We will rejoin. What did we determine this was? The 2nd, right? I think the 2nd of January will be our first one of the new year, unless something weird happens on that end. Let me go get donuts so you can pick one. But while I'm away, you have to figure out where you think Secret Squirtle is, because somewhere amongst the decorating plush friends of this room, I've hidden some number of secret Squirtles. If you're able to locate a Squirtle hidden in this way, a secret Squirtle, it will be an omen of good luck for you in the coming days. Maybe it will ensure that you get whatever Christmas present you are hoping for. This one obviously is for the wrong holiday and would not have been able to find. So I'm going to go bring the donuts and you figure it out. It's occurring to me now, only in this moment, that I really should have left these out, because I had them in the fridge to sort of preserve their shelf life. But like eating them straight from fridge temperature makes them a little solid. I love to see that Carlos emote. Okay, so we got two options, really. I mean, we have a bunch of generic sprinkled donuts. I don't think that's what we're angling for. Can we... So we got Snoopy donut. I think he's filled with cookies and cream filling. And we also have the wreath donut, whose like little cookie thing fell off. But there's a little decoration of Snoopy that's edible. So that's what we got. Okay, Snoopy for sure. That's kind of what I figured. It took me like a long time, but I figured out what's going on here. This is clearly the reason why his proportions are like a little off is because he's a heart. This is clearly like a Valentine's donut shape that they just like doodled the Snoopy on, which honestly I have no problem with. But I felt very clever for figuring that out, which is undeserved because it's either probably super obvious or just stupid. But either way, look, he is a heart. I will say, I did eat the Charlie Brown brownie donut out of this one last weekend. It was still distressingly light on brownie filling, but it was much closer to what I wanted that to be, and was very enjoyable. Yeah, the decoration is in there. When I first got the box, it had come off and I couldn't see it, but I did locate it, and I put it on the wreath, but it fell off again. Bite his nose off. I mean, that's how you do it, right? No filling yet, but I'm pretty sure this is supposed to have one. Little shoulder man? I don't know, Zach keeps saying weird stuff. Still no filling, but like pretty good donut. I like the doodled on details. They got this sort of like fondant little edible details, and then the eyes are like icing with top tier chips. It's true, I could microwave it for like 5 seconds or something, but I'd have to get up again. So like, I'm probably not doing that. It's fine. It's like a little firm, but it's really not taking too much away from the experience, I don't think. The Kathy Rain gaslighting all over again. Zach, you didn't even watch Kathy Rain 2. What kind of gaslighting could we have gotten into? Oh, hang on. You can almost see some filling. I feel like it's important to get to the filling before we reach any kind of verdict, right? I really like the Snoopy design though. He's just a good little guy. I mean, Snoopy is a obviously a well-designed little character. Yeah, what's Kathy Rain? I don't know what that is. Zach had a crush on her. Oh, is Kathy Rain like Dracula's like old girlfriend or something? Like a real person? They went really light on the filling for these. I'm like most of the way through the donut, and I'm like finally at the filling. That is good though. I'm not sure why. It feels a little richer than I'm used to from the cookies and cream filling. It's one of the more common things that they'll use to fill their like seasonal donuts. So like it's not like a groundbreaking
Shall we
thing.
sculpt some flesh friends then?
Maybe it has something to do with the fact that it's still like fridge temperature. I don't know. Ribbons of Intention says Kathy Rain 2 is in my backlog. So is Rosewater and Old Skies. You've named like half of the games that I streamed this year practically. I don't know if you want any input on my experience with those games. I have feelings on all of them.
Beep, 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 beep.
Why are we beep? Chat, how can she beep? Rosewater? Like Mark Rosewater? Nah, different one. Regrettably, it's just some dusty western town. Not the guy who makes the magic cards. Just excited about donuts. You know, that's a pretty good reason to beep. The, like, icing is sort of, like, fragmenting off in an unusual fashion, but that's probably from the fridge temperature. I don't know. I mean, let's be honest. This donut is like a week old, but it's held up really well. I do recommend, if you're not planning on eating your donuts like all straight away, like if you're a single guy who is the only person in your house who would eat the donuts and you don't want to eat donut calories every day, I recommend putting it in the fridge. I do think you should let it sort of like acclimate to room temperature, but like it's held up really well. And I only made a little bit of a mess. You know, donuts in the bathroom as a soundboard. But like it's never spoken, right? It's only in the song. I feel like that's awkward. Nico says, I feel like Krispy Kreme donuts last shockingly well. They can even stay kind of soft for a bit due to all the sugar. I mean, it's certainly the fact that it's like all sugar, no ingredients that helps that process. Trust me, though, they can go stale. I think they go stale before they go bad is the trade-off with the degree of sugar and artificial ingredients in a Krispy Kreme donut. I'm going to make the radical take and grade this based on it not being a week old because I'm genuinely pretty satisfied with the experience of this donut. And also factoring just the design, which was very good. I mean, even though I gave it a little bit of a hard time, I think repurposing an existing like heart shape into something that feels like it adequately conveys something else is resourceful and endearing. I think that's like an A- donut pretty easy. It might even be better if, you know, had it fresh, which is my doing. That's my fault. I'm not going to try and take you know, to argue otherwise. But like, I'm just saying, like, A minus, like, pretty much as is. But like, outs to maybe be better. You need a Vasco Reviews podcast about donuts, Hallmark, and adventure games. Who's the target audience for that? Yeah, my understanding is the Super Size Me documentary is like complete hokum, or as it's the common parlance around here, it is hog turd, for the reason that like the guy who like did the experiment of like getting supersized fries every time to like see how bad that was for you was actually like an extreme alcoholic. And so like when the doctors were like analyzing his medical condition and being like, "Oh my god, this is horrifying," it was because of like severe alcohol abuse. So like it's just not a good test as to how severe the effects of like eating all those french fries was. I'm not saying it's good for you, but like it's not a valid experiment. Did that guy die recently? I do feel like there was like a resurgence of people talking about supersizing. I don't remember exactly when that was. You had a Me Too movement. Yeah, I mean, you know, we live in a society. I'm gonna go wash my hands so I can pick up stuffed toys without getting donut on them. That actually, I wasn't actually expecting that to be super good. But I like that. That was good. I don't know if they just used like a higher quality like filling on that. There should have been more of it, in fairness. That you saw basically how much was in there, and it was not very much. That definitely would have improved the grade, but I was happy with that. That was good. Because all men. Listen, I mean, what would you rather have? A horrible man or a regular bear? I think we all know. I think we all know. And the best part is that I still have like 90% of an extra large frosted sugar cookie blizzard to enjoy for like the rest of my foreseeable future. All right, guessing time. Hit me up with your guesses again. Some of you already dropped them. Secret Squirtle behind Vulpix or Penguin. Fight me. The fight is on. Decided depends on the bear. I mean, but you kind of have to take the abstraction, right? It's like it's a raw statistical. It's like, are you better off with a random bear or a random man? I mean, it's probably bear, right? I wouldn't really recommend going straight for the bear, all other things being equal. But like, if you know, forced to choose by some like weird twisted genie wish or something. Which one wins? Kathy Rain 2 is in the backlog. I mean, of the three, without spoiling anything else or whatever, I would say I enjoyed Old Skies the most personally. Chat might have different feelings about that, as they've probably seen some or all of those played, depending on how often they join the stream. But like, for my money, I would say that Old Skies was my favorite of those three. Okay, lots of guesses for Alolan Vulpix. We got Penguin, Santa Hat Tree. Did I miss one in there? Snoopy. You know what? Snoopy's a good guess. Let's start there. Why don't we? To match our donut, of course, here is a Santa Snoopy, all very much on theme. And He's got a Squirtle there. Before I make too much of a mess on this table, you know who else got a Squirtle? Penguin. Penguin's got a Squirtle. And so does Christmas Tree with Santa Hat. He's got my newest Squirtle that we got from the Christmas market. Many guesses for Alolan Vulpix, who also has a Squirtle. And, gosh, were there any others? I mean, I'll save you some trouble. I mean, I think you know that the theme is something all-encompassing. It's the last stream of the year. We got Christmas coming up. I just chose the theme of, like, winter and just put out all the Christmas guys and snowy friends and Santa hats, and we're good. Need to bring back the Santa Squirtle you did one year. Well, what year was that? Was that just putting a Santa hat on an existing Squirtle? I don't remember doing this. But yes, basically all guesses are correct. Unless you are deliberately doing one of those obtuse ones that you know is wrong. Oh no, I never had, the only holiday emote that I have is the, is the little Vasco with the gift. I'll say that I did talk to, I mentioned a little while ago that I had intentions of like contacting the emote artist who's done the emotes, and like there was like some implication that she might be like entertaining the idea of doing animated emotes, but then like when I talked to her, she was like, no, I'm still not doing that. I was like, curses. I would like to commission some animated emotes, but like I would like them to sort of match the same style, but I know it's like kind of disrespectful to like take the finished work of one artist and be like, hey, you do the same thing but animate it. So like, I don't know, that's a future problem to sort through, I guess. Anyway, I mean, I did enjoy this experience together. I hope that you got some entertainment out of this game. Thanks to everybody for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being you, and I hope to see you again soon. I am not streaming the rest of this weekend listen, I'm not back until January 2nd is the plan. Something weird might change. I'll let you know on the Discord if that happens, but I'm not anticipating that at all. But yeah, it's been a great year. Honestly, it means so much to me for you guys to make this time on your weekends. It's a ton of fun for me. Hopefully you are enjoying it and continuing to find something of value from the streams. Really appreciate it. There's lots of generosity from Demolition and others in chat who have subbed, resubbed, offered bits, give subscriptions, all those things. But really, it's just a huge help for people to show up and just be active in chat and let me know how the word partners works, because that's apparently a hot button issue in the community. Yeah, I mean, I hope you all have a safe and happy and amazing holiday season. I know that a lot of you are going through some difficult stuff. You know, feel free to support each other on the Discord. I'll do whatever I am able to do in that regard as well. But it's been a great year for streams, if nothing else, and perhaps nothing else. Yeah, I'm looking forward to a new year. I've got another interesting, exciting game coming up from Giftmas, and then the world is our oyster. There's so much we can do. So yeah, thanks again. Thanks everyone for watching. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being you. And I'll see you in the new year. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year. Be good to one another. And remember that you are clawsome.